We're
Let's
on,
get
bro.
back to it. Yes, sir. It's Motion Mixtape, and we here back with our 21st episode.
21st episode. Welcome back to Motion Mixtape.
Yes,
Another
sir.
your show. I'm trying to start this shit. I'm trying to
Bro,
start this shit like we're gonna intro and shit.
yeah, we just, you know what we do. You know
The
what we
fucking
bring
show that
to
you
the
love to
show. I'm
watch,
saying,
motherfuckers.
yeah, y'all already know what's up. Y'all already know what type of energy you on. You know, we back with
We're
just,
back. Nah,
just
we're
the, you
just
know,
regular session for you guys. I know you guys like to see some guests every now and then, but you guys like, bro, you gotta just love with
it's your vibe, bro.
yeah,
Yeah,
and enjoy the vibe with us.
I just vibe. We had to come back and get it back to
Back to the
just the
studio.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Last session we took a little bit of a turn
Yeah,
and we
and
jumped
we're
back
back
in there.
in the beginning, but we're back at the studio. We're us two just chilling in the OG Motion Mixtape
Yeah,
studio.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, bro, how you been?
I've been good, bro. Just still getting through this semester, ready to get to the end. Outside of that, you know what I'm saying? I just been tuned in, listening to all the new music drops, staying up with all the new entertainment, bro.
Bro, it's been crazy.
Yeah, we got some
This
crazy
whole
stuff
last couple of
going on.
weeks, like especially for the music industry, has been
Oh
insane.
yeah,
The amount of music that has been dropping is crazy. But I mean, before we get too much into that, but yeah,
yeah,
last year, just we're talking about this shit. Like, I feel like I mentioned this almost every episode, but it's just crazy after break how it feels to come back to school. It's like
yes,
after that
bruh.
spring break, everybody like it doesn't matter if you're in college or if you're in like high school or middle, like it doesn't matter after spring break. Like there's just a feel of I'm ready to get out of
Yeah.
this fucking I'm ready to be done with the school year. Like and you start to get lazy as shit with the
Mhm.
work. Because the first
Literally.
semester you're able to lock in because you're just like the first half. Like
Mhm.
you gotta be chill like first half. You gotta lock in.
Yeah.
But and then you come back from Christmas break, you're ready to lock in again. But
Mhm.
then spring break comes, you take the spring break, and then
Yep,
you
and
come
then
back, and then everybody's
afterwards,
like, "Fuck that shit, bro!"
yeah,
Everybody's like ready to get the fuck out,
yeah.
ready to have a break. It's insane,
And
bro.
it was just even worse since Christmas break because for us we got that like extended we got that
Yeah,
little extended break
we got
because of
that 1
everything.
month break for
Yeah.
Christmas,
So
so
coming back from that break was already hard enough, but then it's like finally we get to the point where we're like, all right, we're chilling. We can
we're
get through
getting
these
back in the pace,
sessions.
and then we're like, no, you get another week off, and then
Yo,
that's when like you
man,
just focus again.
afterwards, after spring break,
After that,
everybody's just
nobody,
ready to
at the beginning of the year, you're starting to like, you want to lock in so you have a good GPA. And then by the after spring break, everybody's like, I just want
let's
to be
just finish
done.
the shit.
I just want to
Yeah.
be done with it. I don't care
Let's just
anymore.
finish this shit. No, and then it sucks too because like for me, bruh, my exams are on like the worst days, bruh. Like I got an exam on the weekend.
That's
I
insane.
got an exam like a whole week after all my classes are done. So I'm like, it's gonna be a second before I'm done for real. And I'm just like, bruh,
Yeah. No,
I'm ready to
luckily, we
get to
only
it.
have a month.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. It's also about to be fucking graduation season. So
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be insane for all my high schoolers out there. We're proud of you that you actually made it out to the end.
Yup,
You're
facts.
not fucking stupid. So, good job. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy, bro. We graduated a year
I
ago. That's
know.
insane, bro.
That's what I was saying.
I
Like,
was looking at my, how fucking Snapchat is, and they
yeah.
fucking always sends you like your memories from a
Mm-hmm.
couple of years ago. And I was looking at my memories from my fucking prom. That shit was already a year ago,
Yeah,
bro.
I get all those memories all the time. It's crazy. Or like even like back home, I still got some friends that are like right now, I think actually they just got off of their spring break.
Yeah,
And so like seeing them back home and I'm like, dang, like bruh, like a year ago I was literally walking across that stage. Now I got folks that are getting ready to walk across that stage. And then us, we're about to be done with our first semester of college, bruh.
yeah. You know
Just
what's
like
crazy
that.
though? One of the things that I do realize that like before, like in high school or middle school, like if you had to do summer school, that's because you were a dumbass. And now if you want to do summer school, is because
It's
you're
like
fucking smart as shit and
yeah,
you want
you
to
wanna
just get
finish
done.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's crazy how different the, like, distinction between college and high school is with certain stuff, like,
yeah.
nowadays, like, you got folks that are speed running in college, and then you got folks that are just like, "I'll be here for 4 years, or
No,
I'll
well,
be here for longer,
luckily,
I don't care."
luckily for me, I'm ahead by a semester. But either way, I'm
Mm,
still trying to take my time with it. Like I'm still a full time student. Like,
yeah,
because I know there's some folks that actually like just one class, two classes per
mhm,
semester. But that's like, nah, bro, that's way too much. Like that's too
mhm,
little. I like to take
yeah,
my 4 classes at least, just so I'm able to keep on at a decent pace.
yeah,
But yeah, bro, I'm gonna be back in campus next
yes,
semester.
sir.
So We'll see, because I'm looking starting to get tired of online. It's not
Yeah,
bad. Look, like for my grades, it's actually pretty good. But
yeah,
either way, I do miss going that feeling of going to class and wondering who the fuck is gonna be in your class and
yeah,
shit. Like I don't know.
exactly.
Even now, it's in college. Like obviously, you don't care as much because everybody's kind of like trying to just venture
Do
to
their
their
own
own way.
thing.
But in a
Yeah,
little bit of a sense, like if people still like in the back of their head are
yeah.
still thinking about that.
Do I get
Oh,
some
who
cool
am I?
buzz?
Is there
Like,
gonna be some cool people in
gonna
there?
be
Is someone I
lame.
know?
Yeah,
Is this teacher gonna
exactly.
be cool? Like you know.
No, for real. No, I
So
told that's literally how it was for me this semester. Cause like basically, the registration times are different for everybody. And so like
yeah,
trying to get classes and all that stuff is trying to get classes with your homies. It don't always work out how it does. Like you want it to. So
yeah.
speaking of that, literally like registrations, like for a lot of people, especially the early registers, like their registration is coming up soon. Like for me, my registration is literally in like a week.
Is it actually
Yeah.
for fall semester?
Yeah.
You're lying.
Like
I need to
and
check
and
that
I
shit.
like I think regular open registration starts in like in May, like early May. But
Uh,
like early registration literally starts
I need to
like
look in.
whenever
Oh, I think I have
honestly.
a no. I'm gonna wait until I have an appointment with one of the
Advisor.
counselors. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna wait for that shit
Yeah.
so I know which class I'm gonna take. But I'm gonna take four for sure,
Yeah.
and then I just gotta lock in, bro.
Yeah, I did
Finish up the semester strong, so
yeah,
my scholarship still stay in. But
I
look,
feel you.
I'm lucky enough to say that
Yeah.
I'm chilling with that.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Yeah, I
yeah,
did my
bro.
shit last semester, so I got everything pretty mapped out. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to lock in for this next semester and get done some crazy shit that I need to get done, so I can just once that spring semester comes around. After that, I can just go ahead and declare. Like I'm not trying to be
Yeah, no,
spending
I
three,
think I'm gonna
four
have to
years.
declare for next semester.
Mm,
So I think it's gonna be time. It's about to be that time for me.
for sure.
But yeah, it's crazy how fucking school works, bro. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're still stuck in it out. So all my college students are still fucking
Yeah.
going through their first semester,
Uh-huh.
through their first year of college. To look to all the people that are coming to
Thugging it
college
out.
next semester.
Yeah.
And we salute Joe for continuing the journey of school. Not
Mm-hmm.
for everybody, but if you're on here, just, like I said,
That's
like I
our
mentioned
journey.
before. Nah, we're like I mentioned before, but just be here and enjoy.
Yeah, and
College is it's a tough place,
and
but you just gotta thug it out.
yeah, spend your time wisely. You feel me?
Absolutely.
That's the biggest
We're
thing
not
I can
gonna start
say.
too controversial right
Yeah,
now. We'll wait that for later.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, bro. So let's start with the music, bro.
Oh yeah,
Music been dropping.
yep.
Uh,
Last week we talked a little bit about the Metro and Future album. We talked about the Kendrick diss, and this week, out of full surprise, we just got another drop,
yeah, we got a
and
J
it
Cole
was a J Cole
EP,
EP.
not an
Had the
album, because
diss, but
he still mentioned the fallout
yeah,
in this EP. So
yeah,
I'm wondering if he's still gonna drop the
yeah,
fallout. It was a little weird though, because even though it was just an EP, it still felt like a pretty good
yeah,
project from Cole. Like
yeah.
it felt like a more of an album, because he had like what 13 tracks,
It was yeah, like
12,
12.
12, 13 tracks. So
Yeah. It was a pretty like the album itself, like it was
as a
chill.
project, I really
It
liked
was
it.
calm.
There's some songs that I really enjoy, like for
True.
example, like what is it called, Crocodile? The
Crocodile,
um,
I'm blanking now, but I know what you're
yeah,
talking
that
about
one.
though.
That was just the second song is really good. The
Yeah.
first song of the album is really good.
Yeah.
The features I think are really
Yeah,
good.
the
With the
features are
one with
dope.
Central C was really good.
Yeah, that one was hard.
That track is really good. So overall, it's a project that I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's
I think
solid.
not gonna lie, I might have enjoyed it more than his last album,
The off season?
the off season.
Oh, you're wild.
I think I might have enjoyed it a
Oh,
little bit
you're
more
wild.
than the off season. And not gonna lie, the off season is a really good album. I really enjoyed it. I think
Dang.
out of all, well, actually no, J Cole. One of the things that I will give to J Cole is that he also has really good replay value
Yeah,
throughout all his
that's the
album.
thing.
Uh,
A lot of people would say he makes sleep music though. So
yeah, a lot of people say his. I
you know,
think he has a really good replay value. So, but I think I might be the one to say it's the controversial thing. I like I might delete later than the off season, just by a little
mhm.
bit though, because
I mean
the
that's
off
fair.
season has some of
That's
my
fair.
favorite J Cole tracks, but also
Yeah.
some of my least favorite J Cole tracks.
That's fair. Yeah, like I personally really really like the off season, and this new album it was a good album, especially for being a well, I mean it's a mixtape anyway, but for it being a surprise drop, like literally there was no promo on that joint. It was just he just dropped it on a Friday night, bruh. Like
Friday night, yeah.
so for that being that the case, and he's also like I think they're saying he's projected to sell at least like 120K like off of a surprise drop. I mean, that's valid. I feel like.
No, no,
Like
no. It's
no
definitely
no
a good job.
promo.
No promo.
Yeah,
Like he just
that's
decided to
valid.
drop that shit, and honestly, everybody's hearing that shit. But obviously,
The biggest trash talk
the
is
biggest talk right now
that
is the fact
7 minute
that
drill.
7 minute jail
And
where he decided to diss
and
Kendrick.
he say is more of a warning than a diss, but the internet is taking that and they're like running with it because you have a lot of people that are on the side of like, yeah, cold bodied the fuck out of Kendrick, but then you have a lot of people that are like, he didn't come close.
I don't know, bro.
And
This is the thing. This is the thing. I after hearing, digesting the lyrics, analyzing them, what he really said, like he really didn't say much though. He
no,
wasn't he wasn't attacking
yeah,
like like fucking Kendrick and
yeah,
anybody. He was just saying your albums are not that great,
yeah,
but
but like
either way, like
they are
he doesn't
kind of
even
that
believe it. He
great.
doesn't even believe that shit,
Yeah.
bro.
And here's what I've been seeing. Like I've been seeing a lot of people say like, okay, Cole kind of came for Kendrick in a more like, if you keep messing with me, like type shit. Like it was a little warning while Kendrick kind of threw shots and was following like the trend or whatever. And then I also saw somebody say that like Kendrick makes these very polarizing, like he talks about these very polarizing topics, especially in like the black community, and that keeps him relevant because like the music itself is not that good, which that's kind of a lie to me.
Doesn't
Like
stand,
like
bro. What are you
like like
talking about?
like
The music is
Kendrick makes very good music
he
in my
makes really
opinion.
good music. He has some really great songs, even in like bro, like even like we talk about how the replay value of
And
Mr.
Mr. Moran,
Moran, the big stars, but there are some
there's
songs
still
that are
some
really
great
good.
songs on there.
Like Die Hard is
Yeah.
really good, and he also has like that.
And there's still some songs that have some replay value too. Like it's
Of
not a bad.
course, it's also
Yeah.
really good with Summer Walker.
Yeah, that
Even
album was or that song was good.
yeah, I mean, and their songs obviously like uh,
I like Count Me Out. I
Call
like
Me Out,
Savior. And
yeah,
obviously
Savior,
N95 is the hot one.
1995. Yeah, I mean, there's a good
There's good tracks on
and
there.
in they're very like they're tracks that are not supposed to be like
Yeah,
like mainstream and shit, but they really have really good replay value. It is
exactly.
so it's you can't really talk shit about Kendrick because he does have
Yeah.
really good songs
The
on
only
there.
person I see coming close, not coming close, but the only person I see matching up with Kendrick in the terms of a dissing sense out of the people that was this is Drake. Because I don't even say
I
that
think Drake.
I'm not gonna say that I think Drake can take Kendrick's level, but I think that like Drake can put out a good diss. I think right now the whole internet is like slandering J. Cole because they feel like that diss was weak. Like it was just like
It was.
I've
I
heard
mean,
elementary school bars. I've heard he didn't really say much. I also heard like this is trash. Like he makes sleep music. So a lot of people aren't too happy with the J. Cole diss. They're just like it was boring. Kendrick obviously wiped that diss. But I feel like
but
Drake can
the
put out
thing,
a
not
diss
gonna
that's
lie though, the thing about J Cole that I feel like the what messed it up is that I feel like the Kendrick wasn't like really like trying to diss J Cole.
yeah.
The thing about it was that Kendrick was just like dissing Drake.
Drake. Yeah.
Period. Everybody
Yeah.
else he was dissing Drake. The thing is obviously like J. Cole got some shots,
Hmm.
but it wasn't even like the whole verse about Kendrick was about J. Cole. Literally the only shot that he really took at J. Cole was when he was starting like the
The
big
big
three
three.
and
This the
then the
big me. Yeah.
first person shooter.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. And he wasn't even like crazy.
Hmm.
But he wasn't even really addressing Cole, he was
Yeah.
really addressing Drake.
Yeah.
So it was also for me, it was a little bit of a surprise for me to hear J. Cole go out at Kendrick when he wasn't
Yeah.
really like this wasn't really about him.
Yeah.
He
And
just
like
happened to get a shot,
yeah,
but
and like for that 7 minute drill, I guess you can look at it more from a perspective of warning shots. But even throughout the whole album, J. Cole was throwing some little disses
yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
yeah.
So it was like it kind of seems like he's coming after Kendrick, and Kendrick, you can say it was like more of a little sneak behind the like backhanded diss to J. Cole. Like it wasn't really a direct diss. And so maybe J. Cole's response was more of like a if you keep like doing some shit
Yeah, you can.
this is not even the diss, but like if you keep doing some shit, like I'll come at you with an actual diss type shit.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
I don't
Like
know. I feel like if we really take into consideration, I feel like definitely. I feel like it makes even J. Cole look a little bit silly because, like I
yeah,
said, like they're not really like Kendrick wasn't really dissing J. Cole. Like he
yeah.
was trying to he dissed Drake.
Hmm.
Obviously, J. Cole,
Caught some shot. Yeah.
got in between because he's part of part of the Drake tour and everything.
Yeah.
But for sure, I think definitely Kendrick right now is on top of everything. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I also the thing about Drake though is like I think Drake definitely has the potential and has the talent to make a really good
Yeah.
dish. And we've seen it before. Like like with back to back, bro. Like,
Yeah.
when the fuck have you seen a diss track go
Yeah,
and can be
literally.
played at the club?
Literally.
Like that's how crazy he can be. And obviously we've seen his lyrical abilities with songs like, 8 a.m. and
Yeah.
all his timestamp songs,
Yeah,
like 8 a.m. in
literally.
Charlotte, which is probably one of
All
the
his
episodes
time
famous
step
for.
songs, that's really the
Like
best. Like,
like lyrical ability,
yeah.
we're able to see that on there. I mean, if you want to talk a different songs like "Do Not Disturb,"
Yeah.
even like or even like songs like Churchill Sounds
Yeah.
with Jack Harlow. There's songs that Drake proves that he's able to write some good shit down or
Exactly.
some
Yeah.
bars that is not just some silly shit. Or even like Middle of the Ocean and
Yeah.
Her Loss, like
Like each
like
track he has something on there. Like each album he has something on there that
some
and it's
lyrical that proves
lyrical.
that he can
Like,
be a lyrical rapper. Obviously, that's not his biggest thing. He's not
yeah.
a Kendrick or
Yeah.
because the thing about Kendrick though is like not only
Kendrick's
Kendrick
known
has the
for being
lyrical,
there.
but he also gets very political.
Exactly.
And
He's known for talking about polarizing topics and being lyrical. Like that's what he's known for.
yeah,
And
so obviously Drake is that's not his like main thing, but he's able to do it as well.
yeah,
Uh, but we'll see what Drake is able to cook up in the studio if he's
true.
planning on doing it. He's finally finishing up his tour,
Yeah,
so he might be able to go back to this too and actually write something now
true.
for Kendrick.
But like I do know he was like talking about I'm gonna take a little it's funny because he was talking about I'm gonna take a break from music, like I'm gonna take a little hiatus, and then he dropped Scary Hours too, like a week after he said that. So who knows how long we'll go until we get another Drake project. It could be this year, it could be next year, it could be in like 3 years.
Yeah,
So
maybe not necessarily a project, but he
like a
definitely
song.
gotta cook up something
Yeah,
for
he's
Kendrick.
got to. And I think, as much as, you could say there's beef or drama or, all that, like the dissing, like is good publicity for real. Cause like now Drake gotta respond or he just
Yeah, because the thing is like already J Cole already addressed it.
yeah.
Which honestly, out of everybody, that was the last person I thought he was gonna come out
Yeah,
with
no
something,
no
especially for
lie.
Kendrick. Uh, Obviously, the thing too is like it wasn't even like you would assume that in the beef between all three, Drake would start it.
Yeah.
Which I mean, technically he did,
He
but like,
technically like
but what I meant is like if in a beef between all three, you would think that fucking Drake would
Drake
be
would
the
have
first one to
started it.
come out with a
Yeah,
diss track,
exactly.
and no, it was
It was
actually
Kendrick,
Kendrick, which
which
is
was surprising.
which is the one that would in my opinion, I would have been the last person that I would think would want
Hmm.
to take out a diss because it's like if you
Yeah.
know you're the goat, like why are you
Why you
out?
gotta
Why you
yeah.
about to go out and
And
diss?
I think
When it's not necessary.
Yeah, and I think that's why like a lot of J. Cole fans are saying like Kendrick is like, more like a trend writer set right now because like he's trying to stay up in tune with like what's going on and like making hit like because Kendrick was like all silent, like he didn't have to say nothing. You
No,
know what I'm
he
saying?
didn't have to say. That's the thing. He
And
never had to address
he
it.
had a great diss though. Like he did have a great diss, but he
Honestly,
didn't have
though,
to
like
say
you, and that was just the burst. The thing is,
yeah.
like if Drake responds and he's able to do something,
Hmm.
and Kendrick actually comes out with a diss track, I feel
Yeah,
like that's when we'll really see
that's when we'll really see it.
because it was
Exactly.
just a little burst,
Yeah,
like
he got like 45 seconds or something
he
like
got
that. Like
45 seconds and he talked some shit and it
yeah,
caused the world to go crazy. Imagine a full like 3 minute track of
exactly.
just Kendrick dissing. It would be
Yeah,
insane.
exactly. And like for Cole to come out with like a whole song, I guess maybe that's why it's also being looked down upon. Another reason too is because on top of like, you know, some of the bars were just whatever.
Yeah,
You had him make a whole song versus Kendrick making a 45-second like verse.
yeah.
So the compare that is like, all right, whatever. But like in the sense of that's why like we were talking about it last episode, like who do we think would make a better diss track? Because like Cole is more lyrical, Kendrick is more lyrical. And I mean they all have their lyrical elements, but when you look at Cole and Kendrick, if you go to listen to them, you most likely going to listen to them for like their lyrical aspects or what they're talking about in their
Yeah,
songs. When you go to listen to Drake, you could go to be listening to him for many different reasons. And yeah, lyrical is like a top like
thing
pick
for
in
him. Yeah,
his game, but like he's also like known for being that like that artist that can do multiple different things. It's not just about
absolutely.
the lyricism. So, but in terms of dissing, I feel like the battle is really gonna come down to Drake and Kendrick making their own diss tracks. Like Cole's diss track was cool, and Cole can throw out disses, but like
I
I
don't
just
know.
don't I
I don't
don't
know. We'll
see
see. We'll
with
see.
if that's how he's gonna finish off with 7 minute drill, I just feel like all right, whatever. Like
I don't know. I want to. I don't know. The thing that's the thing too. Like I also didn't feel like it was like straight up this either from Cole, but
yeah,
we'll see what happens. I feel like we definitely need a Drake response now,
exactly.
and then after we're hearing that Drake responds, then we'll see if Kendrick goes back out to the studio
Exactly.
and cook something up.
Yeah,
But in the same, kind of like on the same track, we're still waiting for "We Still Don't Trust You,"
yep.
which should be coming out next week,
Facts.
the week of Coachella. And
That's
yeah,
gonna
so
be.
we're gonna see what's coming down to.
I heard Don's supposed to be on that.
Yeah, that will be good. Don Toliver been cooking. I think he's
Yeah,
gonna release
he's
an
gonna
album
drop a
this
couple
year.
soon.
So
Yeah,
yeah, he dropped some singles, which I think he
yeah.
dropped Bandit,
Bandit and
and there was another one, but
something. Yeah, I forgot what it's called.
yeah,
But
but he's kind of.
Bandit is
But I
nice.
mean, it's definitely an album. I feel like obviously if you look at the covers for both those singles that he
Yeah,
dropped, they're like
blue.
fluid. So
Yeah.
he's cooking up something.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. We'll see what he does because I mean, Don Toliver has been just low key underrated. I mean,
Yeah,
especially with
for
his
sure.
latest album that came out last year with the what was it? Love.
Uh,
Fuck, I literally be forgetting.
it's the one with the red cover, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that album was hard. I
I
forgot
literally,
what
I
it's
literally,
called.
bro, I always forget the fucking names, bro. And
Yeah,
I
I
know
forgot what it was
I
called.
always be
But
fucking
that
falling
song
asleep
has
when we
some
recording,
crazy
bro.
tracks on there, and that's the thing about Don Toliver is because you get like the R&B melodic side from him, but then you also get some
I
rap.
think he definitely has one of the best voices out here
Yeah,
in the rap game at the moment.
yeah,
I mean, even since we heard him like in 2018 in
yeah, for
Astro
sure.
World, we definitely knew that this guy was going to be some crazy
Yeah.
rapper melodic.
Do you think you prefer his melodic shit or his rapping shit?
Don Toliver.
Yeah,
I definitely like his melodic a little bit more. I mean,
yeah,
guys
me too.
like
For talking
had
about that
enough,
album,
like
yeah,
had enough
oh,
from Jack
yeah,
Boys. Like
yeah.
that's just one of the best performances I've seen in Don Toliver for
Mm-hmm.
sure. There's some of his songs.
Even on I forgot the
Love
album, the
Sick.
one
That's
with
the
the
name of the
car.
fucking
Oh
album.
yeah, Love Sick, Love
I
Sick.
love
Oh yeah, no. I was thinking of a different album, but I know what album you're talking about. That album was good too. I don't know which. I was talking about the album that he had like a feature on there with Cali, and then
Kelly, which is also on the on Love Sick.
oh she is.
Yeah, she
Oh,
is.
okay.
They have a song on there.
But yeah, Love Sick's got some great tracks on there, and like even the last album before that one, the one with the red cover. I don't know if you know which one I'm talking about. I forgot what it's called, but that one has some good tracks on there too,
Yeah, I
especially for
mean,
his melodic stuff.
yeah,
So
for sure. Don Toliver definitely has some good songs. Obviously, his features with Travis are some of the
yeah,
highlights. But when you hear his voice, in songs like that,
yeah, yeah,
it sounds really good. So Don Toliver has been underrated in the game for
yeah,
sure.
for sure.
So I think that album, it's definitely anticipated.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I like his melodic shit like
well,
way
like
more.
obviously
I
you
mean, just
have, or like even with Metro, and you hear some villains where
yeah.
he has like, what was it?
Too Many Nights was
Too
on
many
there,
nights.
and
Yeah,
then I he was on I Can't Save You.
I
Yeah,
can't say
and his
you.
rapping on that song was fire though.
Yeah, yeah.
So like he has some good rapping like he's a good artist. He's a versatile artist. It's just I think with me though is that I feel like on his like having the melodic aspect instead of him just like rapping, like having the mix is like it's a perfect balance.
Yeah,
Because
honestly
like
too.
if he's just straight rapping or like you know what I'm saying, like he has a mix that's like it's a perfect balance. I think that's why he's such a big artist. Is because even when we go back and look at like his older projects when he dropped songs like obviously what's that song? No Idea and
Yeah,
Cardigan and
yeah. Those were
like
pretty good.
that those
Labeled up,
album
yeah.
like those songs on that album
But it was just, I
it
feel
was
like
hard.
what makes him just stand out is definitely like the uniqueness of his voice. It's not
Exactly,
even just like
yeah.
a regular melodic like you would find like in an R&B artist, like
Yeah,
like Bryson, which also dropped.
yeah,
But like it's not that kind of melodic. It's more of it's a very unique high pitched melodic.
yeah,
That's I don't know. There's something to it, but for sure, I think for sure, like if I were to pick my favorite Don Toliver track to this day, it's just Had Enough from Jack
that's
Boy.
fair.
That's like that song, the beginning, how it starts. Not even doesn't even feel like a hip hop track
Yeah,
track, but it just really good. His like melodic performance
yeah,
in that song is really good.
yeah. I don't even know if I could pick a good song, like or a favorite song for him because I like No Pole off of Love Sick. That song's hard.
Then no point.
And then 2 a.m. is hard.
Yeah.
Uh I don't know. I have a couple of songs that like are up there for me for him. So I don't even know if I could pick a favorite track. I like that song. It's like swinging on I forgot what it's called. It's off of that Red album. I don't know the fucking name of it, but that song is hard. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, that
Yeah,
song is
he
hard.
also has a song with Travis Scott in that Red album.
Oh yeah,
That's also really fucking good.
I
I
forgot what
really
it's
forget
called.
the names, but
Yeah,
people that know that
we have
what we're
to
talking about, we
we have to go back and look on that shit.
yeah.
But yeah, Don Toliver. I'm
Don
excited
Toliver.
for that drop later this year.
Then it's gonna
Hopefully.
be a good one, yeah. And
Um,
So yeah, hopefully we'll see what we expect
Yeah,
on this
we don't
Metro.
trust you yet. I
We
mean,
still
we
don't
thought
trust you. I mean, do you think there's going to be more features than in the last one?
I don't know because originally I remember people saying that one album was gonna be with just Future and Metro,
Yeah.
and one was gonna be with features. So I don't know if this one's gonna be just Future and Metro now, or if I think they'll probably have features because like we still don't trust you. Like it's a whole different album, but it's like a concept of a deluxe to me. So I feel like they would
Do you
probably
think it's
have
going to be like
features.
like a whole different cover, or is it going to be just kind of like a just added on to the?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see. He'll probably put out if it's a new cover. We'll probably hear about it this week.
We'll see because it is coming out this weekend. So I do hope we get a little bit
Yeah,
more
for
features
sure.
for
I would
sure.
I would definitely like to see
Don
Don
Toliver feature
Toliver.
is gonna be good. I
We'll
also
probably see a 21 because I
21
remember
Savage.
Metro was like me and 21 are cool. We were on the phone like the other day. Like people were like, "Oh, 21 and Metro probably beefing now," but
No,
Metro was like, "We
no,
cool."
I don't think
I would be. It would be cool to see a 21 feature.
21 feature. Yeah, I mean we're gonna go back to like X,
Y-
which is
Yeah,
like one of the best,
yeah,
one of the best. Oh, I mean altogether, Future, Metro, and
yeah.
21. And Jesus, that song is
Now
iconic.
imagine though if like Metro was playing everybody the whole time and we just got a fucking Drake feature, and that's why
Imagine.
Drake's so quiet. He's like, "All right, I already know what's cooking up. We got
Imagine.
a Drake
I was
feature."
lucky also thinking about that shit because this is the thing. Actually, now that you mentioned that, so in the Spanish realm,
Yeah.
this is a lucky old beef. But there's Jay Cortez, which is
Hmm.
one of the he's been in the game for a long time.
Yeah.
But he started off as a producer, and obviously he moved up to like an actual singer. And now he has some of the most iconic songs with Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
So he's a pretty well known artist, right?
Yeah.
And and then there's also like a trap artist. His name is Brian Myers.
Hmm.
And also he has some really good songs with Bad Bunny, especially when they were first starting up. Because Bad Bunny, like when they're first starting up, it was mainly just trap.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, so Brian Myers is more like a trap R&B artist. And at some point in like 2020 or a while ago, they had beef, and obviously the J Cole this. I mean J. Cole. Well, the thing is
J.
that
Cole.
the thing about J Cortez is that in Spanish, like his actual artist name is J. Cole.
Oh, okay.
So it's just
Yeah.
without the LE, but
Yeah.
it's basically similar.
It's similar. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
but
fair.
basically J. Cole fucking dissed him and shit, and he body his shit.
Yeah.
They both dissed each other, and recently what happened was that they did a song together, but for the promo they started putting out stories of them like fighting again.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it was crazy.
okay.
So it was like Jay Cortez was putting up stories on his Instagram. Hey, like he was
Yeah.
just straight up like saying
This and
shit
that
about
shit.
him.
Yeah.
And then Brian Myers and his story, he was like also like talking shit. And
Mm.
all of a sudden, like the day after they both posted those stories, like they come up with the teaser promo of the song that came out.
Damn. That's
Which also
fire.
is if I try it's KTM,
Hmm.
and that's the name of the song, with Luar La L, which is another young artist that came out from Puerto Rico and also
Yeah.
killing it on the rap game.
No, that's fire.
Um, but yeah, that's kind of how they did the promo. They were like starting
Hmm.
up the beef again, and
Yeah.
they got together to make a track. So who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I see so many TikToks of people saying now, like, me realizing we're never gonna get a track from these three artists again. But like, I feel like we still could.
Once you
They,
could, yeah,
I personally, I've never like yeah, there's some beefs that are actually like genuine, like people just hate each other. But I feel like these like this isn't the beefs. Like it's all for like entertainment to spice shit up in like the industry for real.
yeah.
Like of course if I would say that, like, we were talking about Future and Drake beefing over a girl, like that's, I would believe that, like that's fair, or like even Metro and Drake beefing for why they've been beefing, like whatever, cool. But like it's just like how we saw, Drake and the Weeknd beefing over various reasons, and I think you said last episode that you think that they might have made up now.
Well,
I'm
no,
not sure if they
it
made
was.
up, but
I'm not sure if they made up, but I mean for sure, like at some point, I remember like when the weekend headline at Coachella a couple years ago. I think it was
yeah,
2021 or 2022.
hmm,
No, 2021.
maybe
I'm not
21.
sure. I'm not sure. I think it was 2021.
Yeah,
It was. I'm not sure it was the year before COVID or the first year after COVID, but they did like a live stream, and basically I remember Drake posted, uh, like
yeah, I remember what you're talking about.
the weekend
Yeah,
performing, and he was like, "Shout out my brother" or something like that.
yeah.
And then after that, like I haven't heard from them, but
Yeah, I don't know. The only thing that I've heard recently when Drake said, and for other dogs that my homies don't listen to the weekend, they listen to PNB or some shit like that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they still got beef like that. But the thing is, I
Who
just feel
knows?
like in the
Who
rap
knows?
game or in the music game, like all of that
Yeah,
shit,
for
for
sure.
the
I
most
definitely.
part, is like publicity,
Yeah,
like
and
to
I
get
think
like shit like going for.
I think nowadays it's definitely. I mean, either or. Like even if it is beef,
Yeah,
like actual problems with each other, I feel like they're definitely. If like let's say if I were to have a problem with you, like we were both rappers, I would definitely spice it up a little bit more, because at the end of the
yeah,
day, what sells is like fucking, like
like
the
crazy
fucking
shit.
beat,
Yeah,
So if you like that is like the number one song
yeah,
in the fucking world right now globally, and
yeah.
it's like, bro, do you think it would have been really up performing like that if it wasn't for the
Yeah,
dress?
exactly.
So
So
I think, I mean, obviously, is maybe at the end of the day, it is still a business, so you definitely want to
exactly.
do what's best for
It's
you,
like
and and,
they
and and if you decide to be, throw some shots,
yeah.
fuck it. But I mean, honestly, bro, I would really hope that it's all publicity for maybe.
Yeah,
Imagine we get the craziest
exactly.
album,
We like
nigga.
a crazy like, and we finally like get a track with like all three of them or something. It's like the big
That
deal.
would, yeah, that would
But
be
yeah, that would be hard.
that would be insane.
Yeah, I mean, like I wouldn't put it like I wouldn't not believe that the beef is real. Like there probably is some like beef or whatever. They just like whatever, like we don't fuck with you type shit. But I think that at the end of the day too, they're grown ass men. They could come together behind the scenes and fix that shit. But I feel like also it's like that shit sells. So like to spice it up, like you said, or to
It's
like
like it doesn't even have to
make it
be
more
crazy
serious than
beef.
it is too,
Yeah,
that could like
that's
get
what
some
it is.
crazy shit
But
going.
like I said, it could be that what's it called? That beef shit, and when they
Yeah.
come out like just like Jay Cortez and Brian Myers did
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago with that single that they dropped, which honestly, it literally, I mean, it's not like the song is number one and it's on the
Yeah.
charts, but for sure it definitely sold more than it would have if it was for the whole fact that they were beefing.
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows? Maybe we might be surprised this weekend and get a big three
A
drop.
big three drop. That would be crazy. Definitely not this weekend, but that would be insane.
Even in their only Metro's album
Yeah.
with Future. Who knows? Who
I
knows?
don't know.
We're allowed to dream, right?
Yeah.
We're allowed to
Drake
dream.
was supposed to be on Ice Attack, so
We'll see. We'll see.
yeah. But that's crazy with that. Other topics on music. I mean, you were mentioning Bryson Tiller's drop, which I still haven't listened to it. I need to. That covers atrocious though.
Yeah, I was gonna just talk about
That
that shit.
covers fucking atrocious. Like,
Bryson Tiller's.
come on, Bryson, bruh.
Yeah,
It's
bro. I
gonna look
don't.
like a
Not
GTA
gonna.
Cyberpunk collab.
Not gonna lie though. I never liked any of Bryson Tiller's covers though.
That's
Like
fair.
his covers are not that great.
I like Trap Song Anniversary because it's like minimalistic, but like that's fair. That's
I
fair.
don't. And yeah, but I mean, if they're both minimalistic, but his album after, like I think, what was the name of it?
Um,
Uh, I don't know. For something along. It's literally the same fucking cover, but in blue, bro.
yeah, yeah, Anniversary. Yeah, it's just a
Anniversary.
foot. It's like he's literally looking the other direction.
Yeah,
Is it
and in
one?
blue, bro.
Yeah.
Like look, Bryson, you make some great songs, but you need to get a better cover artist,
That's
bro.
fair.
And then in this cover, bro. I don't know what the fuck is up with
Yeah,
you.
I'm saying like,
Like the thing about it that makes it so weird is that he doesn't look tough, but he has one of
yeah,
those like Asian curve. Like, bro, what the fuck is this?
bro,
It looks
like
like somebody made a meme out of you, bro, and
dude,
made
I'm
you like a
saying
girl. And I'm like,
it's like he's literally the cover looks like a mix of like Cyberpunk, GTA, and some random anime.
yeah,
Like it's
but I don't know what the fuck was.
I
It
don't.
feels like some Asian fan literally just took a
Yeah,
picture of Bryson and just started doing little shit to it to make it like
bro.
aesthetic or something. I don't know,
I
bro.
don't know. Maybe we just we don't get it yet type shit. Maybe
I don't
maybe I
know.
need to listen to the album because actually he has a feature on there with it's two people on there that I'm like cool with. Oh, he has a feature with this one girl named Victoria Monet, and she
I
yeah
heard
yeah
about her. Is
she
she
makes
gonna be
solid
a she
music.
gonna be a Coachella
Yeah, she makes
next
solid
weekend?
music, and then he also has a feature on there with Clara Lasan. And
I
I don't
heard
know,
about her.
she's made some songs that have gone viral on TikTok,
I
like the
heard
one
about
that's
her.
like fuck, I forgot what it's called. It's like In the Darkness, and then
I haven't heard. Maybe I heard
it's on TikTok. You probably don't know by name, but it's on TikTok. You definitely heard of it because that shit was like trending everybody. And then there was another one that she made, but I'm not about to sing that shit. Like, but
it.
still, like I'm excited for those two tracks because those are the only two features I'm pretty sure. So I'm
Yeah,
excited for
I
those two
saw I
tracks.
saw the track list. I definitely, I mean, obviously for now, I think, I mean, whatever she wants, it has been one of the best things I
Yeah,
heard from Burson, especially like recently, bro. That
yeah,
song is
that's
like
probably
on
fire.
repeat for now.
Hmm.
But yeah, honestly, that cover is insane.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean, it sucks though, because if I was Bryson, I'd be firing the fuck out of J. Cole right now. Because why would you drop on the same day as he's been planning out this album
yeah,
for like months, bruh, to drop? And then J. Cole just surprised y'all out of
oh
nowhere
yeah,
and
I'll
overshadowed
be
the fuck out of
pissed.
Bryson Tiller's album.
It was a packed weekend also with singles.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't only that. Also, Doja Cat dropped their
Yeah.
deluxe album with the ASAP.
ASAP and Tizo features, so I'm gonna
With
have
I
to
mean,
tune in
Tizo, he's been doing his thing, and it makes sense for him to make a
with
song
ASAP,
with
dog.
Doja, but ASAP.
Yeah.
Fucking
It's
ASAP.
interesting.
Hey, I wonder when the fuck is he gonna drop? Because
I'm saying,
the thing
bro.
too about ASAP though is like he's not like he didn't disappear like Kendrick,
Yeah.
or like because Kendrick didn't make music for
For
fucking 5 years.
exactly.
But ASAP, like even though
ASAP's going on like six.
last year he he did the job with Billion, Heroes and Billions,
Yeah, true.
and then well that was 2 years ago now.
Yeah,
Oh,
damn.
and then last year he also did the Spider Verse.
Yeah.
And he had
So
some
he's
really good
been on
songs.
music,
He's
yeah.
been doing music,
He just hasn't dropped a
but
project
but an
in
actual
like six
project. He's been
years.
doing a lot of features, but no
Yeah.
projects.
Like 6 years ASAP, bro.
Yeah, bro.
We
So
need a
and
project.
last year or I don't know how when was it, but he had his whole thing about going to he was like facing charges for something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
remember. It was like, was it last year or was it like,
I don't
I think it
know.
was like recently too. Because at first he was like facing something, and then didn't like Trump do something for him?
I don't
Like he was
know.
like facing something, and I think like Trump freed him or some shit. I don't know. I forgot what happened with that situation. And then he was facing something else with
Yeah, but I
like
mean,
gun charge. I don't remember what
I
it
don't
was.
know. It had to be some. I don't remember what it was, but I mean, the thing about ASAP is like he didn't necessarily disappear, but either way, he still has to drop an album. So
Yeah,
he needs
exactly.
to fucking do
I
something,
mean,
bro.
that man busy being a father.
Yeah, I
So,
know,
but
definitely.
still, we need a project.
Within a project,
Until Rihanna, we need a project.
the Rihanna, it'll
But
be
that's the thing too, is that Rihanna, ASAP, and like I'll throw Frank in this convo because Frank hasn't dropped in almost 10 years.
yeah, no, but
So, but like artists like that, they could really never make another album again if ASAP for that.
oh yeah, that's the
Because
thing.
Blonde is still on repeat. For ASAP, you got Live Love ASAP or whatever that shit is, and then you got
Yeah,
like
yeah.
his older tapes that are on repeat. Even Testing was a good album, and then Rihanna, of course,
Bro, I mean, Rihanna doesn't have to make
Anti's
anything, bro.
Auntie's got her on lock forever, bro.
Yeah, but
So
not only that, and fucking her fucking makeup brand,
yeah,
that Fancy
exactly. Like
Features.
she's a
Kidding me?
businesswoman.
Like that's already like she's a
Yeah,
fucking
she's set.
billionaire, bro.
She's
She don't
literally a
gotta do shit.
businesswoman. She don't gotta do nothing, bro.
No, and she did come out. I think it was it for Avatar
No,
or
she
no
had
for
that
Black
song on Black
Panther.
Panther.
Black
Yeah,
Panther, yeah.
that was the
So
last track we heard from her, or
yeah,
that was the most recent track we heard from her.
so yeah, so we'll see if we ever get like an actual Rihanna.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean ASAP.
I'll pray for
I
one
wanna
day.
see how she sounds with Doja Cat because
Yeah, that.
Doja Cat
Yeah,
also was featured in American Dream with
yeah,
21 Savage, and that track was pretty
me.
actually
Yeah,
decent. So
that shit was fire.
I know Doja Cat has. I mean, like I said, I like Doja Cat, but I like 2019 Doja Cat.
Yeah,
Like when she
that
was
pink
like,
cover Doja Cat album, that shit is fire.
yeah, that Doja Cat was like that's for me that's Doja Cat prime.
Even I think it was Woman. I think that's the name. Or no, Planet Her. That album. Even
Yeah,
that album's got some
yeah,
bangers on
she got
there.
that song
But
with the weekend in there. She
yeah,
got
she
that.
got the song with SZA.
Which is
Um,
that shit is always
yeah,
like a fucking fire, bro. So I miss that Doja Cat. She's gonna be in Coachella, but I don't know if I really fuck into like her new
yeah,
stuff enough for me to like.
yeah. Not gonna lie. It's like her new stuff is just like, I feel like
I
more
think she went into a whole different
experimental.
vibe than what we
Yeah,
fell in love with, which I think that's mainly what people are trying to get adjusted to. The fact
fair.
that she like her vibe literally did like a 180. 'Cause-
Yeah, a little bit. Cause I mean, she blew up with Moose, so everybody knew she was already a fucking weirdo. Cause like,
Yeah,
if you know that video, if you know the song, like, bro, we knew
yeah,
she
yeah.
was like
No, she was a
Doja
weirdo,
did,
but the thing
but
though,
like,
it was like more of a like pink rainbow, like
yeah,
like more of a happy weirdo.
yeah.
But then all of a
Now
sudden
it's
she did
like,
like
yo,
180
her
like
being a
dark,
yeah, like I don't know if you remember, but like
when she went
when she turned all her it was every single one of her albums to promote the newest album that
Mhm.
she dropped. And every single one of her albums on Spotify was like red. Like she switched the covers to the color red. So like the Pink album, it was red. Planet Her was red. All of her albums like were red,
I remember
and it
that.
was like everybody was like talking about it. And they were like, "Bro, what the fuck Doja Cat got going on, bro?"
I know, bro. I don't know. I mean, it definitely it's like a vibe, right? Maybe that's her like her era right now. Maybe next in the future we'll see
Yeah,
a
new era,
more
new arc.
new arc of Doja Cat. Definitely going back to her prime that I missed. But Doja Cat, I mean, 2019, 2020, Doja Cat was like on top.
Yeah,
But we'll see. She's headlining Coachella. I don't know if I give her if I show up to the set, but
yeah,
I might have to because it's the last one.
yeah. True.
And not usually when like the last set is like most of the other sets already done by.
Yeah,
So we'll see. We'll see. I'll give you guys. You know, we're gonna
yeah.
record next week after Coachella. I'll give you guys a rundown of
Oh yeah,
what it
for
is,
sure. You're
bro.
gonna have to let us know. But
Yeah, bro.
yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if you also saw the Rolling Loud Miami get the dates get posted, and a lot of people aren't really happy about it because
With
it's not in the summertime for Miami anymore. Like the Rolling Out Miami is always during the summertime, but it's in like December.
what the fuck?
It's literally in like the second week of
Have
December.
they announced the lineup yet?
I don't think so. They just align. They just announced the dates. So once I
Interesting.
figure out the lineup, right, if it's a good lineup, I
On
actually
the
would go.
summer,
But I
I
just
might.
if it was in the summer, that's what I was expecting because with Rolling Loud that just happened in Cali. It wasn't bad. Like I heard the lineup was cool, but everybody is always like wait for the Miami lineup because like if you look in previous years, like 2022, I think it was either 2022 or 2023. They had Cardi, they had Rocky, they had Future, they had like I think Uzi might have been there. Like they had a crazy ass lineup for the Rolling Loud Miami. And like
Interesting.
everyone's always just like wait for the Miami one. That's the hottest one. And now with Florida and Miami, they're encouraging people to not go there during like spring break and then like there in the summer because people get crazy. So I'm guessing that's why the Rolling Loud dates are in December now. It's because they don't
Bro,
want
at the end of
people
the
to come.
day, Miami,
It'd be
any day, any
crazy.
time of the year you go, that's
Yeah.
insane, bro. Miami definitely have the best reputation out here in the
Yeah.
U.S. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see if it's a good lineup.
Yeah.
We might have to
We'll
head
have
out
to
to
see
Miami.
what's going on with that for sure. But yeah, other than that, when music dropped, the only other thing I heard with music was that Lizzo posted something on her Instagram talking about she was quitting. And everybody was talking about that. She was like, I'm quitting. Like, she's gotten so much backlash
Fuck.
and all that shit. But
You think
I,
backlash? Have bro? I
the
feel like there will be memes of people celebrating, bro.
right, yeah, everybody was like, there was people in there supporting it, but then there's also people like, because I don't know if you remember when it got leaked that she was like her like
Oh yeah,
yeah, the
but
people like that
yeah,
she
yeah, yeah.
was
She
working
was
in the background
yeah,
for,
yeah,
and she
yeah. I
was like
remember that. I
dating
think
them
we
and
talked
shit
about
like
that
that.
shit. Yeah.
It's like okay, of course you got backlash for that because like why are you doing that shit? One,
I don't know.
I was
I
like,
don't know
I
how
don't.
I feel about Lizzo, bro. Because I feel like she just controversy after controversy, and I
That's
know
fair.
like that's how some artists are, but
That's how. Yeah,
and that's how the entertainment industry.
that's
But I
fair.
don't know. I think I'm just for the sake of time and for the sake of the podcast, we're gonna hold back on our opinions on
Yeah,
this. So,
for sure.
but you guys can just imagine what I would say about her.
Yeah,
I don't know. Am I
he's
gonna
gonna
say
get
something
a
nice
belt
about
on
her?
his
Am I
like
gonna say that?
consecutive.
Or am I gonna say? I don't know. I don't know what I will say. You guys,
Bro,
guess my opinions on Lizzo. For all you guys know, I could be the biggest Lizzo fan and have a post in my
hey,
room.
Lizzo got some hits though, I guess. Not I guess. Lizzo actually do got some hits, but
She got the numbers. She got the numbers.
she got
That's all
some
we're gonna
hits.
say.
But that's fine. You got
But yeah, just to finish our music, just to give a shout out to obviously my Latinos out there, Joe Miko, which I was just telling you about
yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
Dropped her first, her debut album, her actual studio album, because she dropped an EP 2 years ago, with well, technically 8, 10 songs, but two of those were like skits,
Oh, okay.
or like yeah, skit interlude type thing. So, uh, but yeah, I
Fair
mean,
enough.
for people that haven't heard about Yo Miko, then I don't you probably live on their rock. She's basically part of the new movement for Puerto Rico, reggaeton
Yeah,
slash rap. And she's been hot. She's been hot for a minute. She already made songs with Bad Bunny.
yeah.
One of her songs with Colombian artist Fade, which went #1 in the charts for I think it was like last year winter. It was
Hmm.
crazy. That track actually was like number in the top 10 for a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
So that track was out there and it was hot. She also has a song with Carol G.
Yeah.
Like she's basically been popping with some good artists, and she's very like well known by now. And I mean, she got heat, bro. Like,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
and she got the lyrical heat. She got also like the commercial stuff. So give that a listen. It was a really good album, and excited to hear her on Coachella.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
I've been mentioning Coachella. First of all, I'm excited as fuck.
Yeah,
I feel like
it's gonna be hard. It's
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be
tough,
hard.
man. It's a
I don't
big
know
one.
what to expect.
And this is your
Uh,
first festival, huh?
it's my first festival. I've been to a
Yeah,
lot of concerts, but this is my actual first festival, so I'm excited for that. And also for some reason, my first festival is gonna be the fucking biggest festival in the world.
yeah, literally.
Kind of talking about that. I mean, it's gonna be a festival where there's gonna be 200,000 people, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
It's gonna be a lot of people, but I would just kind of want to talk about your experience with like
Big
places that
crowd.
are like big crowds, like
Yeah.
crowds that are like it's insane amount of people. I don't know if you
Yeah.
have any.
Yeah, well, I have a few, like, for instance, I've only been to one concert, and it was the Yeet concert, so it wasn't a big venue. Like, there was a decent amount of people there, but it wasn't like it
Yeah,
didn't sell out or nothing, you know what I'm saying? But then in November last year, I went to Camp Flog Gnaw,
yeah,
and I don't remember exactly what the count was for that, like, but it was a decent crowd. It was the Dodgers, it was out the whole Dodgers lot was filled up.
sure.
So it was like, and I took pictures of like the crowd. It was big crowds, especially when the headliners came out. Like when Tyler performed, when Kendrick and King performed, when SZA performed, that crowd was pretty big. So there was big crowds there, and you know, it's kind of one of those things where, like, at least for me, I don't really like I like to just kind of vibe out. So sometimes I'm not really like about the big crowds, but like at a
Yeah,
festival scene like that, everybody was just kind of vibing, doing their own thing. I didn't have a bad encounter with anybody there. I know some people probably have negative experiences during festivals and shit like that because some people can be assholes, but the people there were chill. Like most of the time, people were just getting fried out of their minds and
that
like
was
jamming
sick.
out. Like literally when Earl sweatshirt came out, like folks were literally just blazing up and like dance, like they just have no chill. Folks get drunk, folks dance, they just have they get zooted up. It's crazy. I mean, to put this into perspective, folks were mosh pitting to East by Earl Sweatshirt. And if any of you have ever heard that song, that is not a mosh pit song. So like they just sometimes crowds can be cool. Like they just be chilling, and at least what my experience with Camp
You don't
Florida.
get like anxiety or some shit when there's like a large crowd.
Yeah, sometimes because like I'm always like, at least with me, like when I go anywhere, my mindset is kind of always like at least knowing where like certain exits are,
Yeah,
because shit can pop off like that. And like for example, a long time ago I went to basically in Louisiana, there's this historically black college, Southern University. I don't know if you
yeah,
ever heard of it. But every year they do like this thing. It's called like the Bayou Classic, and it's like a football game between Southern University and Grambling University, which is another
like a rivalry. Is
uh,
it like a rivalry? Like
yeah, it's a
the
rivalry, and it's another like HBC. So it's a HBCU rivalry, and so that whole weekend they like get crazy, like they're partying, like, and the campus it's like filled. Like there's never a dull place on campus. It's always filled like crazy. And so for my experience, I remember one time I was with my dad, and luckily we were in the car. I was with my dad, and we were like driving to leave or something like that, and we just saw people running. And like
holy shit.
my dad rolled down the window because it like calmed down. Once it started calm down, he rolled down the window and asked somebody, and it was like, "Oh no, we just saw people running, so we just looked back."
Oh,
And then
shit.
somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I think somebody had like a knife or something." So
Nah.
shit gets crazy. Like you gotta.
That's funny though. Like, no, but we really talk about this shit like all the time here in the podcast. Like, I remember I'm
Yeah,
telling you, if I see somebody fucking run, I don't even care if they're just.
yeah, I'm
I don't
dipping.
even care if they're just running because they're just running
Yeah,
because if I see people running, I'm
I'm
running
a
right
run
behind them. I'm not even
exactly.
asking
Yeah, I'm
questions.
gonna just dip because
I'm gonna run too, and
yeah.
I'm not gonna stop until like 10 blocks later,
Yeah,
and then I will ask what
what
the fuck
happened?
happened.
Yeah,
And it's like
cause
I don't know. We were just
yeah,
we were just running.
yeah, cause like you never
That's
want to
funny
get
though.
caught
Like
lacking.
imagine 10, like fucking I don't know, like 100 people running from a person with one leg.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
funny as
saying.
shit, bro.
Yeah, and it those like that campus, it gets packed. Like I think my sister, she was up there with her daughter one time, and they had like, I don't know if they got hurt, but like people were getting trampled, and
Insane.
like with big crowds like that, you have crazy shit that goes on all the time. So I'm always just looking for like, you know the closest exit, and like paying attention to people,
Yeah,
because
that's another thing too. I feel like well now that I experienced that, not necessarily like with big crowds, but like in
mm,
like parties and stuff like that. Like you definitely start to notice more stuff. Like when you go there, you're kind of more like alert. Like your brain is just kind of like
yeah,
always on the lookout
exactly.
for something. But I mean, I don't know, like the biggest crowd. I mean, I went to EDC last year,
Mhm.
but I just went on Sunday, and it was. I mean, that's a pretty large crowd. Nothing like
Yeah.
that's a fucking like people are fucking cooked the fuck out on the
Yeah.
craziest drugs. Uh, but honestly, the thing about that is just first I didn't feel like a big crowd because I was with my sister, so it felt like it was like we were kind of like just trying to stay out of the crowd.
Yeah.
We're definitely not moshing and everything, especially obviously my sister and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but it was still pretty cool. I feel like that's definitely been the place where I've seen the most people, like being in
Mhm.
that crowd with like more than 100,000 people.
Yeah.
But other than that, like right next to it, probably be the Bad Bunny concert
Mhm.
at the stadium,
Yeah.
and that was a pretty decent. I mean, you couldn't even fucking walk in a
Yeah.
fucking stadium, which is insane.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Definitely Coachella is like three times bigger than
Mhm.
all of both of those. So we're gonna see how
Yeah.
that goes. But
Yeah. Yeah. And like for me, because when I went to Camp Florida with my aunt. So like when SZA performed, we like because when Tyler performed, we realized real quick how quickly it filled up, and we were like, all right, like because we got a decent spot with Tyler, but it was still far back to where like I don't know, we were still a decent ways behind the stage. But
yeah,
when SZA performed, we like squeezed our way up to like a good point where we could see everything going on to still, but it was like still far away from the stage. And then when Cali performed, like we were really back. Like we were probably like maybe like half a mile away from the stage.
shit,
Same way when Lil Yachty performed. Lil Yachty put a big crowd. Like, and I have a video of how
yeah.
far back I was from that Lil Yachty stage, and like he brought out Offset, and they just literally looked like so tiny on the stage because
Oh shit.
we were not even close to being up there.
No,
So,
yeah. Well, we'll see because I'm gonna see Lil Yachty. He's gonna be out there in Coachella
oh
too.
yeah,
So
that's
I'm gonna. How would you rate him as a performer?
low key.
Because I
He
mean, we all seen that iconic video of Lil
Yeah,
Yachty coming to
yeah.
the
Low
stage.
key, Lil Yachty's a really good performer. In my opinion, he's a really good
I mean,
performer.
I seen him at the I saw him. He opened up for Drake when he came down here to
Yeah.
Vegas, but he only sang like three songs. He sang "I Spy," and then he sang like Poland,
Oh,
and
okay.
he sang like another song, and then he went back with the DJ.
Yeah, he's a pretty solid performer. And at least what made that experience pretty good for me too is he played the full like "Give Me the Light" that song because it was before it dropped, and he had only put out like a little teaser of it on TikTok or
Yeah,
something like that. But he played the whole song, and that's what he opened up to. So that was hard. I thought that was a good experience. And then bringing out Offset was kind of random to me because it's
yeah,
like I get that they've made music before through like Quality Control, like the Quality Control project,
yeah.
but I was just like that's
Offset.
weird to me. Like I would have expected him to bring out maybe like
I,
I don't
I
know.
I hope I really hope that Lil Yachty performs Let's Start Here in Coachella, which I think
Yeah,
it will make more sense than to play like his hip hop stuff. But
yeah,
I'm really hoping to
yeah.
hear
He
Lil
has to
Yachty
play
Let's Start
some.
Here because I really love that project.
Yeah,
That project
that
is so
project's
fucking good.
good. That project's so
So
good.
and I mean the buy for it. I mean like it's definitely more alternative. It's not necessarily hip hop, but I really
I feel
want.
like that could be like kind of Coachella's vibe though. I
Yeah,
mean, you're
I
gonna have
definitely
Ain't Lana headlining too.
Lana
Yeah,
is
so you're gonna
headlining.
have people that have alternative projects like that. So I feel like that's Coachella's vibe. Not
Yeah,
gonna
so
lie.
I really hope that Yachty performs. I definitely want to hear some of his hits, but
Yeah,
and obviously some of his hip hop shit. But I definitely what I want to hear the most is
it's Let's
Let's
Start
Start
Here.
Here.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
fucking Lil Yachty, Lil Bo, if you're seeing this shit, you got to
yeah,
perform that shit for
yeah.
real.
We'll make a clip. We'll at you.
Yeah, I mean definitely more like on the crazy like mosh and stuff. I'm excited to see the Destroy Lonely
Oh
and
yeah.
what's it called? He just released a project. He's on from OPM.
Ken Carson?
Ken Carson. He's gonna.
Yeah,
They're both are gonna be there.
that's gonna be hard.
So that's gonna be more in the market.
Bro,
Like
I
I'm not a
wanted to
big
see
fan
that.
of either or like not necessarily like a big fan, but I'm or like an
They're gonna go
active listener.
crazy.
But I know they have some crazy music that I
Yeah,
mean, and
their
they have
mosh is
and
gonna go
yeah, so their
crazy.
markets are gonna go crazy. They're part of that opium label, so I know they're definitely gonna have
Lucky
that.
ass motherfucker.
They're gonna have some crazy stuff. So I'll let
Wanted
you
to
know how
see
that goes.
them, but Cardi decided to cancel his tour.
Yeah, we were. I mean, technically, we were supposed to see him on February, but
Yeah,
their motherfuckers decided to say, "Nah, fuck that shit."
Cardi delayed it, then
They
he
might not even
canceled it.
show up, knowing them, bro. Knowing that whole label, they might not
Yeah,
even show up.
nah. I feel like they'll show for Coachella. Ken Carson been talking about how he's like performing for big shows now, so he better show up to Coachella.
I mean, if you get the opportunities to sing in Coachella, you wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, for sure.
It doesn't matter if you were
But
singing
wasn't
fucking.
wasn't like Frank Ocean on Coachella?
Oh yeah.
And then yeah,
Oh,
what
but I
happened
mean
with
that.
that?
Yeah, that
Frank
that was
Ocean
bad
was on
shit.
Coachella, and then like
Yeah,
they were
he
talking about
literally
like
was
last
there.
minute
He
he won't.
know
Oh
he
yeah,
had
like
no mic. He sang like 3 songs, and
um
then he went to he like an EDM thing. He stepped out of the stage for like 10 minutes.
yeah.
He had the whole fucking. I mean, the people that know about this shit, like he had a whole fucking security guard shake ass and shit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, it was crazy. Like, and basically he didn't perform.
Yeah,
Like he would like his performance. Like if he did perform, he performed for like 10 minutes.
yeah,
They didn't put it out like in YouTube because obviously you would not want to fucking show all that
yeah,
stupid show. And then for the second weekend, he said, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it."
yeah,
So they put Blink 182
yeah,
to headline that day. But
yeah,
that was insane though because everybody was hyped. It was like if Frank Ocean is headlining Coachella, he's coming out with a project.
yeah.
But
No,
clearly, nah. I don't know. I definitely think that it was very unprofessional from his part. I
yeah.
mean, and that's the thing, bro. With artists that don't show up to their concerts, artists
Hmm.
that don't like fucking respect like a contract or
Yeah,
because the thing is like if people are going out to see you, whether
like
it's like
those are the
an
people.
event, like those are the people that are making you rich. Those are people that literally support your career and
Yeah,
support like not even your career, like they support you as a person that fuck with you and that fuck with
exactly.
your
They
art.
built up your career in a way.
Yeah, so if and you promise them you're gonna be somewhere, and all of a sudden you decide, nah, I'm not
Nah,
gonna. Or even if you show up, but you show up like fucking 30
yeah,
minutes late, or you show up with some bullshit and you don't even put up the energy,
exactly.
like you make it seem like it's really like a bad thing when you should really be out there enjoying it.
Exactly. And that's what I loved about Camp Flog Gnaw, and it made it a better experience too, because like Tyler showed up 10 minutes late, but then he also kept his performance going for like longer than how long it took for him to show up. So
Yeah,
he made it back for the fans. Same with SZA. SZA came out 10 minutes late. No, SZA came out probably like 15, 20 minutes late, but she went all the way until they literally shut off her mic because of
yeah,
curfew. So like as an artist like that, you have to be willing to like, make it up for your fans too. And I was talking to my homie about this because we were talking about like, oh, some of like the greats and like the R&B like soul scene, and like Lauren Hill came up. And like the thing with Lauren Hill is like we don't have enough music from her, I feel like.
you
Like
think?
everybody knows her for Miseducated
Yeah,
Lauren Hill, but like that's really it. And that's a great project. Like it's
it's
a
an iconic
phenomenal
project.
project.
Yeah,
But that's like it, other than like the Vuji. So what a lot of people were saying is that she is not really a good performer, and like
you
in
think?
turn,
Right
that's what a
now,
lot of
I
people
heard
are
right now a
saying, is
lot of
that
people
she's
are.
not really
She's
a
actually
good
right now on
performer.
tour, I believe. She's
Oh,
actually
okay,
coming to Vegas.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's coming out sometime this week. Obviously, I love Lauren
Oh
Hill and
yeah,
I
for
listen to
sure.
her stuff, but I'm like I wouldn't think I would go to her concert
Yeah,
just because that's obviously I'm definitely not the type of crowd that I would.
yeah, that's
That,
fair.
that's not I'm not her target either. So, but
That's fair.
everybody obviously Lauren Hill. If you really like music, just in general, you
Yeah,
have to give her that a
yeah.
listen.
If she's coming here, I
Yeah,
might.
what I'm excited though is speaking of Lauren Hill, obviously everybody know who YG Marley is
Yeah.
now
Oh yeah,
with her kid, and
her
obviously
kid.
with the Bob Marley biopic that came out
Yeah,
a month or so ago, and the song that came out with it,
yeah.
fucking like
Great
YG's
job
Marley
on
song,
that.
yeah, that song. First of all, I mean, I'm not big onto like reggae, but
Yeah, that
that song is
that sounds
fire,
good. Yeah,
and
reggae hits sometimes though.
yeah. So YG Marley will be at
Yeah.
Coachella, which
Hmm.
honestly it's a little weird because obviously he
He
only
has
has
one
that
song.
one. He has one
Yeah.
song,
He's
but
gotta drop a project now.
he gotta drop. He's either gonna,
Or he's gonna tease unreleased, because he has another song that he was teasing,
yeah, that
but
was
it's
sounded
like a
really good.
cover
Yeah,
of
Bob Marley's song. Yeah,
Is This Love?
yeah. I mean, basically the people that don't know who YG Marley is, basically he's Lauryn Hill's kid and Bob Marley's grandson.
Yeah,
So basically, talent is on his blood.
yeah,
He will be at Coachella. What I was thinking though, what me and my homie were talking about is like, well, if he only has one song, either he's gonna do like a full set of like him singing Bob Marley songs, which would be
oh
pretty
yeah, that
fucking
would be
fire,
fire.
or he might bring his mom, which
Mm.
might be also pretty cool for
That
Coachella.
that's actually that's smart. Yeah, that's
The
probably it
thing,
has to be
I
the
mean,
case.
historically, we know that Coachella people bring out some crazy,
Crazy, yeah,
yeah, people, because everybody wants to send out in Coachella. So
yeah,
it is very rare for an artist not to bring a guest.
yeah,
It's like I've never seen. Well, there's a couple people that I've seen that have done the whole show like solo, but
yeah.
like most of the time, even if you're like a artist that doesn't have that many features, you will bring the
Bring a
one,
guest, yeah,
bring a guest. So,
for sure.
uh, we'll see. We'll see. But either way, I mean, I'm
That's
excited to see YG, Marley
yeah.
on there to see. I mean, even if he just does like Bob Marley songs, that would be pretty fire. Or if he brings his mom, either or, it
That'll
will be
be
really,
fire.
really pretty cool.
That's what I was hoping for Flawed. No, I wanted SZA to bring out Drake, but didn't happen. Of
No,
course.
yeah. We'll also have, honestly, which I was low-key kind of sad because I was expecting SZA to headline
Oh
Coachella this
yeah,
year, but she didn't. But I mean, Tyler will be
yeah.
headlining, so
That'll be nice. Yeah,
I
Tyler has
got
a dope show. So if he does the same set as he did at Camp Fly Now, which he probably will, because that set was fire. He has a good show.
yeah. So like I said, I'm not an active listener of Tyler the Creator. There's some songs that I love from him, but like I'm not like an active listener for all his projects and stuff. So
Hmm.
we'll
Oh,
see.
did you see the billboard that he put out though?
Yeah,
Yeah, and he's like, I'm coming to see y'all, something like that. Like,
yeah.
please no phones or
No,
whatever.
he was like, I wanna I wanna see your face. It's
Faces,
not your
yeah.
flashlights or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, and everybody was like clowning him for that. They were like, "It's a part of the experience," and they're like, Tyler is low key becoming like a kind of a unlikable person because like he does shit like that. But like,
No, honestly, I agree with
yeah,
him.
he's like,
One of the concerts that I went to, which was Eladio Carrion,
yeah,
he had a couple songs with Bad Bunny, pretty iconic rapper. There was a part of the concert where he said, he let he obviously everybody recorded and everything like always like at a concert.
hmm
But shit, fuck, my bad, bro, my bad. Y'all about to see this shit on camera.
yeah,
But no, there was this fucking, everybody like it was like a regular concert, but or at some point of his concert, he said, "All right, for the next 10 minutes, I want everybody to put their phones down.
yeah,
We're gonna enjoy a concert. I'm gonna play some bangers for you, and then we're gonna repeat the songs again, so you guys can record. But first, we're gonna do it like
no,
no
no
phones."
phones, yeah,
So for like straight up 10 minutes, he performed, and nobody had a phone out, and it was one of the
and
most like I've never
crazy,
enjoyed a concert like that. It was pretty
exactly,
fun.
yeah.
So I mean, honestly though, I mean, how do you? What's your take on it? You think people should enjoy the moment more, or you think about recording too?
Well, here, like here's what happened with me. Like, I took my little quick second video, or like I had like for each artist, I took probably like you know, like a minute to like 5 minute portion video of like their segment, just so I could have it to like go back on it and like look at it as memories. But the rest of the concert, I'm watching the concert because like I'm not against having your phone out because that's also another way to relive your memory, or like if
Yeah.
you're trying to like show it, like like showcase it or like show people, that's fine too. Do your thing with that. But also, like for me, like I'm paying all this money to go to the concert. You know,
Do you want to have
I'm
some
gonna
kind of
just
memory? Yeah.
I'm gonna just enjoy it and get the memories in a way that I feel like And
I
that's
mean,
why I was like
everybody's
confused.
different. Yeah, I mean, some
Why
people like, for example, like people that seen an artist perform more than once, they usually
they
like by
just
the third time they go see them,
yeah,
they're not even recording anymore. But I don't know. I like for me, it's like I record, but I also try to enjoy the moment. Like when I'm
exactly.
and low that's why most of the time that I record, like when I go to concert, my videos are ass because I'm like I'm
Yeah, I'm
recording,
but
but
I'm watching
I'm not looking at the
exactly.
camera because there's people that straight up just don't even sing.
It's
They're
just
just like straight up
yeah.
recording,
No, my
and that
videos be ass.
no, my videos be ass. I mean, I feel like one of the concerts that I got in the best videos is definitely. I mean, the last Bad Bunny concert that I went to, I was pretty close and I was able to get some fire ass
Yeah,
videos. But even then, I would record like, I would like, for example, like for a song, I would record like the hook or like like
yeah,
the main part of the song, and then I would put my phone away. Like I would
exactly.
enjoy the
Yeah,
moment. And that's, I mean, I try to do that
that's what I try to do. Yeah, because
with
like
the most, but for sure, I mean, I also think that it's I don't know. I'm like in a mix between like I definitely agree that we should definitely take more time to enjoy the concert and not necessarily be looking and recording for the
mhm,
story. But also, I definitely agree. Like, there's got to be some kind of way that you can remember, even if it's just a picture or a quick
mhm.
video. So,
Yeah,
but
for
we'll see. I mean, I might be the person that doesn't pull out the phone
yeah.
on Tyler.
I don't know. I feel like people were slandering him for saying that and like all that stuff, but like he's fair for saying that shit. And he made another take about something a few months ago, and people were slandering him for that and being like, "Oh, like Tyler's becoming it." But bruh, like I feel like that as a performer, him saying that like that kind of puts a good light on him because it's like he wants y'all to be there with him.
Yeah,
He wants to put on a good show for y'all. So like I don't get why people are slandering him for that.
yeah,
And like for me, I think the concert that I recorded the most at was probably the Yeet concert because that was my first concert. And
yeah.
I was like, all right, but when I went to Flogna, like I got some videos in, but a lot of the times I was just locked in on the concert too.
That's what's
Like
up.
I have a decent bit of videos, but like most of the concerts that I went to, I was just locked in because I just wanted to like watch and experience. So I feel like as time goes, more concerts I go to, like you were saying, with people going to the artists, maybe like a couple of times, 3 or 4 times. As you get through it, then it's like, all right, maybe you won't have your phone out as much, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and there's artists, for example, the Bruno Mars concert, you're not allowed to record.
Yeah.
They make you put your phone in a what's it
Mhm.
called, in a bag that, I mean, you still have the bag, but like the bag, like you have like a
A lot.
electrical
Oh
ceiling,
dang.
so like basically you cannot unlock it, like only
Until you
like
leave.
until, yeah. So basically they have like it only unlocks when everything's over. So
Damn.
Bruno Mars and like for example like Silk Sonic when they had the residency here,
Yeah.
they're what's it called? Basically they had you cannot record.
Yeah.
It was like, so honestly I would actually one of the things that are great is now being able to see Silk Sonic
Dude, I'm saying I
when they
wanted to
were
see
here
them
for literally
so
like a whole
bad.
fucking year.
Literally. I wanted to
But
see them so bad. And then I waited too long and then the balcony seats were like 1,000. And I was like, fuck.
yeah,
Got
no,
me fucked up.
it's insane. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure that the people that did go to see it did have a good time because they
Oh
weren't
yeah,
able to
for
record.
sure.
And basically, like all the Bruno Mars shows that he does here, that's how they are. Like you cannot record and
Yeah.
get. Also, same with like for example, like I know that they do this for comedy specials and shit. Like
Oh yeah,
when you
you
go for
can't
the
put your
comedy show,
phone.
you're not allowed to
Yeah,
put your
yeah,
phone out.
yeah. Because my parents, they go to a lot of comedy shows out here, so they'd be like, "Oh yeah, we can't like have our phone out there in this time."
Yeah,
And
but honestly, that's actually pretty cool though
yeah,
because that just makes you enjoy the
exactly.
show more and connect with obviously with the comedians. But I mean, it
And they
makes
don't
sense.
want to leak out like a performance that some other people are gonna see either.
Yeah,
So I get that too. And then like I know a lot of artists too, like especially when you go to festivals and stuff, you'll get a lot of times where artists will play some unreleased shit, and uh, they'll be like, oh, like what's it called? Don't record this part or like something like that. Like put your phones down, like or don't tell nobody this shit. Like and like at least at Flognaw, there was a lot of artists that were asking. They're like, y'all want me to drop music this year? Like the artists, like they'll engage with their fan base like that. And so the
yeah,
festival experience is obviously you get a different experience there than if you watch it online. So I know a lot of people will be like, just put your phones up, like
yeah.
let's enjoy it. And
I guess we're gonna have the debate after Coachella. We're gonna have the debate of whether you prefer a concert or like
uh,
or a
festival,
festival.
yeah,
Because a lot of people nowadays they're more towards the festival side.
yeah,
But I don't know if I, because I mean, for example, for like a concert, like you want to have that concert because I feel, especially with an artist that you actually enjoy,
exactly,
I feel like a concert would be better just because it's like more private, more like for that
yeah.
target. But obviously, a festival like it allows you
That's fair. Yeah,
to be, fucking go see a shit ton of artists
yeah,
and different kind of vibes, and you kind of get one for, I don't know, whatever, like 30 for one.
yeah, yeah. I
it's
would
up
have
to
to
see.
go to another concert too, but at least like where I'm standing at, I'm like more on the festival side, just because for me, like if I go to a festival, there's gonna at least be good headliners, and not just good headliners because they can have good headliners, and then the rest of the people I'm not fucking with. That's kind of why I didn't really go to Rolling Loud Cali because like Nicki was headlining. Uzi was headlining, but then Uzi came out and was like, I didn't say I was headlining, so they replaced it with Future and Metro, and then I think I forgot who else was headlining, but there was good headliners.
Yeah,
But for me, I was like, okay, these are good headliners that I listen to, but for like the rest of the list, some of these artists aren't bad and I do listen to them, but there's also a lot of artists that I could find myself being like, all right, I'll skip their performance. Like I'm not gonna go through
yeah,
that. So if I go to the festival, I'm gonna have to know like, and that's why I like Flog Gnaw because I'm like, okay, day one, I'm seeing these artists, like I'll be able to, and then if it's an artist that I don't know, I'm like, okay, cool, like I'll go see that artist and maybe I'll like their music because
yeah,
that happened with me at Flog Gnaw. There was a few artists that like I had never heard many of their songs besides like their most popular ones, and then I found out some new songs.
yeah,
And then so I like that experience of being able to go see the artists that you like, go see multiple of them,
yeah,
and then like you get to hear from different artists, but also a concert maybe can be better in certain circumstances because it's not as like you know enduring because like a festival you're like at an all day event for the most part. So
yeah. I feel you on that. And I kind of to switch it up because we're talking about music a
music a
lot,
lot, yeah.
but in the same aspect of like kind of like would you rather like, which kind of that's kind of what it was like, would you rather go to a concert or a festival? Like in the same aspect, what do you think about like, would you rather go to like a kickback or like an actual party?
Hmm. Probably, I would probably rather go to a kickback personally. Um, I feel like I've never been really much of a big party person, but like there's parties that I do like to pop out. Like I like to pop out at parties because like it's fun, and it really just depends on, like, I think you mentioned this a while back. The biggest thing with parties is it kind of depends on who's hosting it,
Yeah,
because
not gonna lie.
that can make or break the party.
Yeah,
So for me personally, I like to go to kickbacks more, just because it's with people that you do know most of the time, or maybe there's a few people that you don't know, and it's like, it's usually pretty chill, but it can also be like on the same scale level as like a, maybe it gets a little turnt like a party does, but it's just like a chill little kickback, vibe out. You like with your group of people, and I feel like growing up, a lot of the parties that we had were more of like kickbacks
yeah,
as like a family, like, or like a lot of the, you know, stuff like having a house party or something like that could kind of be a kickback depending on, you know,
yeah. Them on.
who
I think
comes or how many people come. So
I don't know. I feel like for me, like because I've always been more of a party person,
yeah,
especially throughout high school. You guys by this time now, you guys already
used to
heard some of
me.
the craziest stories that I have, but definitely I was always more of a party person where like a shit ton of people, a lot of people that you don't know, you're not familiar with,
Mm,
but also like uh, but the aspect of the party is like if people are able to like dance more. It's more like that. Whereas the kickback is more like you're just laid back, chill.
true.
But I don't know. For example, for me, what I like the most about the kickback is like, for example, at a party you're able to meet people, like a lot of people that you don't know.
Yeah.
But it's a little more like defensive in the aspect that it's a shit ton of people.
Hmm.
Like people are just trying to hang out with their friends in the party and
Exactly.
not do it too much. As saying where a kickback almost is like everybody's kind of like blending
Cool.
in, everybody cool.
Exactly.
And even if there's people that you don't know, it's easy for you to get to know them.
Hmm.
So like, and it doesn't feel as weird like as at a party would. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I
It just
feel you.
depends on
I
the
agree.
like I said. It really just depends on the who's hosting it.
Hmm.
But I mean, if I were to pick one, I'll definitely do would enjoy it. Now I would say I'm more of a kickback person because I
Hmm.
rather enjoy something chill with people that I like enjoy hanging
Yeah.
around. Because at a party, sometimes people come and there's people that you don't even fuck with.
Yeah. Or like it'll be people come with their own groups, so they do their own thing within their
Not
own
only
groups.
that, but it's also like there's some people that just like do fucking weird at the party, and like
Yeah.
the function might be dope and shit, but there might be someone that just kind of
Goes
like
your
fucking
whole
up with
mood
your
off.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel you,
So
bro.
I'm more like I said, in a kickback, everybody's chill with each other and you're all cool and it's more laid back, and
Yeah,
I'm
for
definitely
sure.
more in that vibe now for sure.
No, I feel you on that, bro. I have to agree because, yeah, I've never been like a big
Plus,
party
not gonna
person
lie though,
anyways.
also like you were talking about like drinking and shit, low key, I'll be getting like the times that I between kickbacks and what's it called in parties, I definitely been more fucked up in a kickback.
Dang,
Because
yeah, because
I
you're
feel
like
like you're
chill,
you're
bro.
more chill and it's easier for you to be comfortable enough to drink. Where in a
Exactly.
party, like you're kind of
You're
like watching
watching
everything.
your surround.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel you, bro. That makes sense. Yeah. No,
so definitely get more lit
I'd
on a
say a
kickback.
kickback for sure. Yeah, I think a kickback would be like, at least, especially maybe here. I say a kickback. I haven't been to too many parties here,
Yeah,
but I don't know
which
if
we're gonna have to see the motion mixtape.
yeah,
Man.
we might have to look.
That one's gonna be crazy, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll find out.
But yeah, for sure.
We'll find out about that one. That's just in the future, y'all. But yeah, bro. I mean, definitely like a kickback for sure. It's definitely more. I'm more on that aspect right now.
You got me yawning and shit
Yeah,
over
bro.
here.
It's just it's a chill little Saturday. You
You
know
got me
what I mean?
yawning and shit.
It's a
Yeah.
chill little Saturday, bro. It's
Mm.
the weather's not helping out to be honest.
Yeah.
And right now we got that weather, which honestly is pretty weird because throughout the week we literally had that. It was fucking hot. Like it
Yeah.
low key was hot this week.
And then like the last few days
The
was
last
pretty
few days
cold
it
as
got
shit.
cold as shit.
I'm
Like
like,
this is the type of
what?
weather you want to be chilling with your
Yeah.
girl type of shit. You
Yeah,
know?
we just vibing, man.
Yeah, bro.
But I mean,
What else you got for me,
I
bro?
feel like I feel like more on like the kickback and party side too. Cause like, I mean, I kind of mentioned it. I feel like at a party, sometimes, at least, it depends on the type of party too. Cause like, for instance, if you go to some like whack ass school party, everybody's just gonna be like, you can't really do much at a school party. School party be lame. But
Yeah,
if you go to like a party that somebody knows how to throw it, and you know they know how to bring in the right crowds,
yeah,
it's not like, parties can be cool. I've never been super big on parties, so I just personally prefer kickback.
makes sense.
um I don't know. I feel like the entertainment hits more at a kickback sometimes too. Cause like it depends on the group you're with. Like, you maybe y'all kick back and y'all y'all got somebody music playing. Like you said, you feel like you can get more fucked up at a kickback and just be chilling about it. So I'd take a kickback for
Yeah,
sure.
take it, kickback, kickback. Let us know in the comments though. What do you guys prefer, kickback or parties? Because I mean, I was a party guy myself, but I definitely enjoy a kickback more now
Yeah.
nowadays. Yeah, but
On a
what
more
else you got? What else you
entertainment
got
on a
for?
more entertainment field, because I know we talked a lot about music. A lot happened in this past week for a lot of like women's basketball scene.
Oh
So
shit.
like right now we got a lot of NCAA, like they still got March Madness shit going off on the guys and girls side too. There's been some upsets, like on the guys side. I know a lot of people were talking crazy about the Duke upset because there's some pretty recognizable names on Duke, and their loss was kind of crazy. But
Yeah,
you know, one thing I've heard about this March Madness though is that a lot of people, like, nobody really had a perfect bracket. Like, people make their bets and they do like their sports betting
yeah.
shit, and nobody really had a perfect bracket because all of the really good teams were getting bounced out in like
Damn.
the first few rounds. But for the women's scene, it's been pretty competitive. Like last week we saw LSU and Iowa go at it, and the big names between that is like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and you know a lot of people were anticipating that game. Aside from like the drama that goes on outside of the game, because it gets kind of wicked. Like,
Yeah.
people kind of drag it to the extent it was actually a really good game. And then for a lot of people are talking about Caitlin Clark right now because she's kind of, I wouldn't say she's changing the game, because a lot of people will say she's changing the game, but I feel like there's a lot of people in the women's basketball scene that kind of like are pretty good. For example, Iowa just went against UConn last night, and they have like Paige Bucreas, and then
Okay.
they have UConn went against I forgot which team it was, but they have another girl on there that's pretty solid. And like there's good competition in it, but right now the big hot name is Caitlin Clark because they compare her to like the female Stephen Curry.
No shit.
So I mean she's pretty good though. Like she's good and she's definitely doing some big things. So it's just I don't want to yap too much about this
No, you're good,
subject,
bro.
but at least for all my basketball watchers out there, if you've been keeping up with anything of going on in the basketball scene, especially college basketball, you'll know that college basketball a lot of the times gets more entertaining than the NBA
That's
and
what I heard.
women's
That's
basketball.
what I heard. Loki, the March Madness is definitely like one of the most entertaining.
Yeah,
Like college basketball is one of the most entertaining like sports event more
yeah.
than the NBA
Yeah,
NBA
even
sometimes. So
WNBA, NBA, and then like for example, the Iowa LSU game, it got more watchers than the 2023 NBA Finals.
holy
So
shit.
everybody's making that comparison. They're like, damn, bro. Like, and it's great for women's basketball
No, no.
because
Shout out first. Like
like
women are really on their shit, bro. Honestly, though, like, I don't know. There's definitely sports that that is still would definitely still need to see more growing.
yeah,
But I mean, there people that say that women's sports are not entertaining to watch. They're lying, bro. Because there's
yeah,
some good ones.
yeah,
Even and I'm gonna sound like a bit of an asshole for this. Even if it's just more like on the comedic side of it, like
mhm.
'cause there's players that
Or
are
like you're like, oh, like their ass or some
they're
shit.
lucky
Yeah,
ass. But even then, it's so entertaining to watch that kind of stuff
yeah,
because it's so
exactly.
and I don't know. It might not be the most political correct statement, but I think I definitely enjoy watching some of the women's sport because I definitely find them entertaining.
Yeah, and what I like to see is that like people watching the sport now, like right now, when the LSU and Iowa played, they were like the whole internet slandering this girl Haley Van Lith,
Hmm.
and they're talking about how because Caitlin Clark literally dropped like 40 points on her,
Holy
and she
shit!
could not guard her, and so everyone's slandering her and making
Oh
memes. But
shit!
like I like to see that because then it's like okay, like when we look at the NBA, right, or men's basketball, that's always how it's been. Like one NBA player has a bad game or they do something
Yeah,
shitty, the
they
internet's slandering
then
them for like a few weeks, bruh. So to see that in like the women's basketball scene now, as opposed to people just being like, "Well, it's women's basketball. I'm not gonna watch that shit. It's boring."
no,
So to
because
see people doing that now, it's pretty good for the
that's what
sport.
sports
And
are, bro. You even in any sport, you do something fucking wrong and
yeah,
you don't do good on a game or you do way too good. Everybody fucking
yeah,
clowning you and shit.
yeah.
And memes are crazy nowadays.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's been pretty chill with that, and it's good because there's a lot of big names that are going into the WNBA draft. So it'll be good because maybe some of my people that know me back from home, I am a big supporter of like women's basketball,
yeah,
like especially because we have the team out here, and
yeah.
they're
They're big,
they're
bro.
nice. Like they just
We just
two-peated.
won.
So
Yeah.
they might go back for a third one this year. And like, yeah, right now in the WNBA, there's probably like 3 or 4 really powerhouse teams, including the Aces. But I think that like you're gonna start seeing a big shift in that right now with a lot of people, big names coming out of college scene, and it's good to have people now tuning into women's basketball as opposed to just strictly
No, I
out,
mean, you know,
out. You know,
I definitely agree with you. Like, throughout the podcast, I sometimes do get out of hand with my statements and
yeah,
shit. But no, I honestly, I think it's really good for people to start realize that it's really not just about the gender. It's about the sport. If you love the
yeah,
sport, doesn't matter if you're a girl, a guy. Like, it doesn't matter who's playing it. If you love the sport, you're gonna love the competitiveness of it, whether
exactly.
it's women competing or men competing. And
Yeah,
that's what a lot
yeah,
of people enjoy. Like, for example, like I love F1. Like
mm-hmm,
that's one of the things that I've been tuning. I don't know if I talked about it last episode,
mm-hmm,
but basically, but the thing about F1 too is like, especially in recent years, there's always like someone fucking Max Verstappen, which is debatably one of the best drivers that F1 has seen. But he's always
yeah,
winning like every Grand Prix, every weekend. And he's obviously always taking the lead, and so it's kind of everybody most of the time there's times like, for example, the Australian Grand Prix that
mm-hmm,
like we had a surprise. He was actually ended up in the last place,
yeah,
as in and Carlos Sainz just fucking won first place in the Australian Grand Prix,
mm-hmm,
which was a little bit of a surprise, and it's really cool to see that. But for the most part, like F1, even though like I love this sport and it's really cool to watch, it's pretty. The results are almost the same
yeah,
for every Grand Prix. So when you see like, but for example, like female F1,
mm-hmm,
that shit is competitive as fuck because
yeah,
you don't know who's gonna win. There's no like
exactly.
powerhouse, so
Yeah,
shit like that. Like I love the sport and I love seeing like both of those because it's like especially with women's sports, because in men's sports, like who the powerhouse is out there.
exactly.
You
Yeah,
already know who's the better one. Like
mm-hmm,
it's more statistically, but with like when you watch a sport that you love and there's competitive everywhere,
mm-hmm,
and and you see that shit like from different teams, especially like
mm-hmm.
now watching like women's team that it's more competitive between all of them because they're all kind of like at the same level. That's
Yeah.
when it's like really cool to watch
And
the
like
sport.
and the times are changing too, so like you have a lot more women, especially the people that like love the sport too, that are starting to get into those type of sports, so then the competitiveness increases now. And that's why that I kind of like, it's like if you love the sport, bruh,
Yeah, it
like
doesn't
you're
matter.
gonna love the competitiveness no matter if the player, there's still people that don't like players or maybe don't fuck with players based on their race. There's still people that don't like players based on their gender. But it's like if you love the sport, you're just gonna love the sport
Yeah,
regardless
you're
of
gonna
what
spoil who's playing
somebody's
it.
background is. Yeah.
And if a good game can be really good, doesn't matter who's playing. As long as they're both competitive and they're going at it,
Exactly.
going doing some crazy shit, it doesn't matter who's doing it.
Yeah.
That you gotta love it. That's when you really love a sport. It doesn't matter who's doing it. You're watching it
Exactly.
because of the sport, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah,
But
no,
that's
shout out
been
to all the
good. That's been
female
great.
athletes out
Other
there.
than the fact that UConn literally got scammed last night and that they should have won, but that's just my take on that.
Yeah, no, shout out to all the female athletes out there that watch us and that tune into us, and even just the clips. We gotta give you guys a shout out because you guys
Yeah,
are
for
doing
sure.
something amazing. So you know,
You know.
like I said, we get out of hand sometimes here,
Yeah, for sure. But we had to.
but we definitely we advocates for we support everybody. So
Yeah.
it's some real shit.
And then,
But yeah, bro. I know you heard some crazy stuff. You were telling me some crazy stuff happening in the industry though. So
oh
now,
yeah, bro. We've had. I mean, everybody's been seeing the shit going on with Diddy.
yeah,
Like,
Diddy.
regardless of if you know the situation, deeply or not,
I'm not gonna lie to
everyone.
you. I'm not too familiar with the Diddy thing. I know he's been looked into because I looked him up. I think it was the other day, but I
Yeah.
guess there it has something to do with the human. I don't know. Are we allowed to say that shit
I
on
don't
YouTube?
know.
I don't know, but
You know
shit,
what we talk about.
you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, he does
They're
stuff. He
they're
does.
doing a yard sale with humans,
Yeah.
and that's basically what he's been looked into. But
Yeah.
that and a lot of other
Other
shit.
shit. Like
Um,
even in the industry, obviously they were talking about Diddy blowing up Kid Cudi's car.
holy shit.
And basically Diddy, like, they've been talking about right now, people are joking about Diddy and Meek Mill because they're saying like Meek Mill like did some shit to Diddy, or like even when we were talking about the Super Bowl and we were talking about Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
Like
that yeah, I
Diddy did
heard.
some shit to Justin Bieber apparently. That's what, like, I heard. I'm not 100% on this, so don't fact check me. But Diddy apparently did some shit to Justin Bieber. Like in the industry, he's just been kind of one of those, like, behind the scenes, like, and especially in more recent years, he's been looked at kind of like as maybe a threat. Like he's like scary in a way.
But that's the thing, like you know what's so crazy though, because obviously you hear cases like, for example, like R. Kelly back then
Yeah.
and shit, and it's like those artists like you can like feel that they were kind of weird, bro. But like, for example, like with P Diddy though, or like when you heard all that when all that shit came out like from Michael Jackson though,
Uh-huh.
it's really fucking. I mean, it's almost sad, but it's like also like
Yeah.
weird because it's like these people actually they're good artists, like
Yeah.
regardless of what they done or not, like
Like they're
like
like,
they're good
yeah.
artists. So it's almost like it's so weird to see people that you would hope that would be good people because they're
Exactly.
so talented to come up with this whole bullshit. So
Literally.
and not just in music, like for example, also with actors, like for example
Oh
with that
yeah.
with Jonathan Mayers
Oh
when all that
yeah.
shit that went
Yeah, bro.
down.
That was like, I was
That
like,
was fucked
damn,
up, and
bro.
that thing too, like that shit literally happened right after that he was
Yeah,
becoming like
exactly. Like
that
he
shit, like
was in his
he
prime,
was literally in his
like
prime.
going
He
into his
Creed, he signed with
Marvel.
Marvel,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden everything went
Downhill.
downhill,
Yeah.
bro. So it's insane because when you
Yeah.
see people that you actually like enjoy the stuff that they're putting out, that you see the talent, and all of a sudden some shit like that comes out,
Mhm.
it's like, bro.
And speaking of, like, like big names like that and shit coming out though, I I don't know if you've seen it, but a lot of the talk these past few weeks on the internet has been over like the shit going on with Nickelodeon. And
Yeah, I heard some
basically,
stuff about it. Not too much though. I saw a TikTok where it was like something talking about Dan Schneider, how he was weird and shit. And apparently, like what's it called? The actor that does Spencer and iCarly, he will
yeah.
be like really protective with all the kids and shit.
Yeah.
So and I saw a TikTok about that. That was like the only thing though, but I didn't know it was because of the
Mhm.
documentary that came
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, even like Drake Bell had came out and like
Oh yeah, but I mean
expected.
that one has been for out for a
Yeah.
minute, bro.
But yeah, they were talking about like they, because on the actual like documentary itself, they had brought him on there,
Oh
and like
shit.
he was talking about stuff that was even done to him too though.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was crazy like seeing that documentary, because it's just like
You
you
actually watched the
see,
whole thing?
huh?
You watched the whole thing?
Oh, Drake and Josh,
No, I'm talking about like the
the whole
documentary.
documentary. Yeah, yeah, I finished. It's only like 4 episodes,
Oh shit.
but they got some bigger names. Well, Drake was probably one of the bigger names that they
Drake
got in
Bell,
there
yeah.
to speak. But like they got some big like people behind the scenes that came out and said all these things about, like, Dan Schneider and basically being this asshole dude. And they were talking about how he was like kind of like some of the woman writers, they were talking about how like the scripts and like how he would be with like wanting to flip their scripts, or like he'd make really inappropriate jokes in the back room. And also, the biggest thing that people are clowning him for is his foot fetish,
Oh
because they're
shit.
talking about all the
Bro,
scenes in
they're putting him
throughout
on winning.
Nickelodeon
Yeah.
where he like really emphasized on like feet. And then
Yeah.
even back in the
I
day,
mean,
the
yeah,
whole
but
Nickelodeon
especially with
thing.
iCarly, bro. You see, there's
Yeah,
some crazy episodes where you see some shit and like,
yeah.
bro.
And then apparently the old Nickelodeon logo used to be a foot. So it's just he's a weird dude. Some of the
I
shit
mean,
that's gone on
we're
behind
not
the
we're not
scenes.
gonna like bash on fetishes, but when you put it out like public like that,
And
that is kind
it's
of
with
crazy.
kids. That's the thing too. It's
Yeah,
like you have like this is supposed to be like a kids network, and you're making inappropriate jokes and doing that shit.
yeah,
Like
bro.
that's like
It's insane how
that's
people
just,
are actually
yeah.
disgusting, but
And like there was a lot of shit apparently that just went on behind the scenes, and it kind of leads me to, I guess, one of the questions I wanted to ask is like, as a like if you were a parent, would you like trust your kid going into a showbiz industry like that, or going into an industry and trust them to, because like many times throughout what they talked about in the
I mean, it
podcast or the
depends though, because because there's cases, for example, like there's obviously the older, like for example, like Nickelodeon and Disney Channel cases where they go into this industry,
yeah.
and for example, like obviously Nickelodeon doing that weird shit, being
Uh-huh.
inappropriate with the kids, but then there's also like the other side where it's like, for example, like Disney Channel, they might not have been inappropriate or like harass them in that sense, but they also were like almost fucking enslaving these kids, bro, because they
Yeah.
were literally making shoot for crazy hours. They were making them
Yeah.
do promos all the time and basically literally their whole lives being whole like just out there, you know.
Mhm.
So obviously, which is with either or. I mean, even for Disney, you know, like it's not in that weird shit, like, you know, like obviously like harassment and everything, but
Mhm.
still making your kid be out there all the time and just being fucking, you know, being put in this higher place of you're a fucking celebrity, you're like a machine, and you
Yeah,
just gotta do this and do that and all the time and not being like at the end of the day, you're still a kid. You still gotta enjoy your, you know, your childhood. So being
exactly.
put in that position where you have to constantly be doing that,
It's like
it's insane, and especially with that older, you know, especially that older generation of Disney, you know, because we saw like, you know, all that shit that went down. For example, like Demi Lovato, like
mhm.
Miley Cyrus,
Yeah.
all these people that they kind of go through some shit,
Mhm.
or even like Lindsay Lohan, like that's a
Yeah.
prime example. Like,
Yeah.
you know, these kids that were put in the industry at a very young age, and they kind of just kind of crashed out because
Yeah.
of everything that they were being put through, and not necessarily because they were like, you know, in some cases they were, you know, like we don't want to get too crazy, and we don't want to get our shit banned
Yeah,
on
for sure.
YouTube, but you know, they were getting out there harassed and shit. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, and not only that, I mean, and outworked. So it's crazy. But then there's also like the other side, for example, like in recent like history, like for example with the kids from Stranger Things,
Oh,
that they
yeah.
were treated really good,
Yeah.
honestly. I mean, and there's no really like, oh, at least till this day, nothing bad has come out from
Yeah.
them, and they're all of them are, I would say, pretty successful.
Yeah.
You know, especially like Millie Bobby Brown, the guy
Mhm.
from fuck her Finn Wolford, like
Yeah.
all that cast from Stranger Things did pretty good, and
Yeah.
then kind of going into like kind of in the same aspect, like the kids from it, like
Oh,
from the movie,
yeah.
they're also doing pretty good
Yeah.
and they're pretty successful. So it's kind of like, you
Hit
know,
or miss.
kind of hit or miss because,
Yeah.
you know, and it just depends. It also depends what kind of, like, if I were to put like, if I wouldn't necessarily me put them in there if
Yeah.
they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. I feel like if I were to put, especially if I'm putting my kid out there at a very young age, I'm talking like 5, like if they're, you know, younger than 10, like I'm like, if my kid wants to do that and they for some reason my kid has the opportunity to actually be up there in a crazy like set already at that young age, if they're blessed with that talent, like I'm gonna support them and I'm gonna do it, but only if they want to do it, and also if they're gonna do it, I won't be there supervising that
For
shit because
sure,
I'm
for
not
sure.
like, you know,
And yeah, that
I'm
goes
not
to my
against,
next
yeah.
question too, because with Disney, they or not Disney, with Nickelodeon, that's kind of how it worked. Was like the parents couldn't go back there, like the parents couldn't be on set, like none of that shit. It was like the kids were back there with these adults that as a parent, you think you could trust these adults.
Yeah,
So it's like, okay, like would you be in a situation where you feel like you could let the kid just go
I would, but they would
unsupervised?
have to be over 10. I would like I don't know. I feel like I don't know. As a parent, I like I mean I also understand like where the like for example like the producer companies come from, like Nickelodeon with like, you know, say stuff like, you know, they have their reasons, especially for example like bigger projects, for example like for it and all this
Hmm.
stuff. Like it gets crazy, but I don't know, like your recent history, like for example, with they, I'm pretty sure that they had that like kids were able to have their parents and say, and you
Yeah,
know all that stuff, and they would like everything was supervised by their parents.
yeah,
So honestly, I don't think I would trust my kid like just being alone, especially if they're young at
exactly.
that younger age. Like, okay, you know, he's gonna be put out there, and another thing too, like for example, like there's movies out there that pick young actors, you know, very young, but it might be like a movie that's like about like a really hard topic, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if I'm gonna be putting my kid out there to, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about acting. You know, it's
Yeah.
part of the art. It doesn't matter what the topic is, you know, or what kind of movie it is.
Hmm.
You want to make sure you supervise your kids.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
you know, like if my kid, for example, gets a role like in a crazy ass movie, but it's a fucking movie about like I don't know, like child murder or something,
Yeah.
like or something where it's a little more graphic. It's like
Yeah.
cool, you get the opportunity to be in this project with maybe some good actors and shit. But if you're gonna do that project, I want to be there because I
Be
want to
there.
make sure that
Exactly.
I don't want weird shit happening, especially if it's
Exactly.
a young kid, especially if they're under 10 when they're like they still don't know what the fuck's going on. They're
Yeah.
just listening to the adults. Like, nah, bro, I'm not letting my kid be anywhere like a whole production without me supervising them.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
And also, it really just comes down to my kid wanting to do it because I feel like also another thing for a lot of actors, they started really young. Like some of them were like kind of forced into that life.
Yeah. Exactly.
So by their
I
parents, my
think we've
parents
talked
were like,
about
"Nah,
this.
go out there, you do that shit." And they
Yeah.
obviously their parents wanted the fucking check,
Yeah.
but
But like,
I'm only doing that shit if my kid wants to do it. You
yeah,
know?
like it goes back to what we were talking about like 2 sessions ago. Because forcing your kid into that lifestyle, it could, there's certain consequences that also come with that. Like your relationship with your kid, or also kid might go through some crazy shit, like you said, that has damaged a lot of big names that we know now today. So
Yeah,
you just kind of have to also hear what your kid wants to do, and like as a parent, you can be cautious.
yeah, and
As a parent, I feel like if I was in that situation, I'd be cautious, you know, letting my kid go back on set just by themselves
yeah,
with
like you
me
always.
not being able to go on set. Like I don't know how I would feel about
I
that.
mean,
Like it'd be
obviously,
some
my
shit
kid's
like
already
that.
like 15 years old. Like he's able to
Yeah,
understand what the fuck's going on and how the world is. And okay, you know what? If I can be there, like at that age, I can let you go out there
yeah,
and do it. But like, my fucking 7-year-old kid is acting for just movies like
yeah.
this. Like, I'm not just gonna let
Go
that kid just
exactly.
be there with a bunch of adults that I'm not even familiar with. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter if they're like if it's Disney or like the biggest name ever,
exactly.
and like I don't because at the end of the day, like just you never know who the fuck it might be. Like
Hmm.
that might be doing some crazy shit. So and only I'm only doing it my kids do it because and we see that shit a lot, but literally like for example like the girls that do like the beauty pageants from really young ages, like
Yeah,
how the
exactly.
fucking parents be, but like you see documentaries all the time
Yeah,
how their kids like
the
they're
kids are
fucking
like,
Porsche and
yeah,
shit. Like nah, bro,
exactly.
you can't be
You
doing
can't
that
be
shit.
doing that shit as a parent. Like it's not. I feel like the parents that do that, they kind of looking at it more for what they can get out of it rather
Yeah.
than what their
And
kids
there's
want.
some
So
crazy stories too, like about that shit. I mean, there's this Mexican artist, historically known artist. He's pretty much more like classical. Well, not classical music, but more like he's from the 80s.
yeah.
He's an older artist, but um, he had a really good. He's very talented. He has one of the best voices out there,
Hmm.
and like actual talent, like singing.
Yeah.
And he's like, they made a biopic up from his life,
Hmm.
and literally his dad literally fucking said, "Nah, you're gonna start singing from
Yeah.
fucking since you're 5 until
Yeah. I mean,
whatever." He
that's
was literally
yeah.
abused into fucking
Yeah.
into the industry by his dad.
Yeah.
So it's insane how, and that's definitely not the only case.
Yeah,
There's
that's kind of like what
thousands of
happened
cases.
with the Jackson 5. Like Michael
Yeah,
Jackson and
Michael
all his
Jackson, same
siblings, they
shit.
were
Yeah,
all like in that industry from like a little ass age.
yeah, no, I mean, and they're talented. I mean, fucked up thing to say. Shout out to the parents because they give us some payment.
Yeah,
but still,
but
it is pretty
still,
fucked up though.
yeah, and
So
all that, and like there's
and
many
then Michael
cases of
Jackson got
that.
that his get back with the other kids. So it
Oh
was
my
like
god,
you see, it
bro.
was like a domino effect. But you can't be
Yeah,
doing that shit because you don't know if your kid might turn into like
yeah. I
Michael
mean,
Jackson.
that they say that somebody that goes through some shit like that usually does it too, and that's not to defend it or nothing. But
I mean,
it's
and
like
you
it's just
and
crazy
even
shit.
even talking about like Michael, like there's I think Michael Jackson at some point he rented out a whole fucking like supermarket,
Mhm.
like a grocery store, just so he can go and experience what going to a grocery store is,
Yeah,
bro. Isn't
yeah.
that fucking
It's like
insane?
that. Like that shit is crazy. Like like you put your kid in a position
Where
for
he doesn't
like
even know what going to the grocery store is when now people like running up to him.
exactly,
Insane.
yeah.
Mm,
And just being in that lifestyle, if you're not really wanting to do that too,
yeah, no,
or
it's
like where you
insane.
have no control over it, it's like that's got to be the worst.
Yeah, bro. It's insane how the kind of world that we live in. But either way, I mean, sad cases, but iCarly was the shit.
Bruh.
And
Yeah,
Michael Jackson got some crazy songs too, like a lot.
yeah,
Nah, but
yeah.
that's just jokes. Though.
It
We're not
sucks,
trying to
but
justify
yeah,
it,
for sure. But it
but that
sucks
shit was gas,
that
though. We'll tell you that. We'll give you that. That
oh
shit was
my,
gas.
like, cause then you like when you look back at those shows that we grew up on, and it's like as a
That's
kid we
what makes
didn't
it
really
sad.
need like crazy shit, but then
Yeah,
like now as an adult, you're seeing some of these scenes, and you're like, what the fuck? How did this
not
like
only that, what
slide?
makes it sad is like obviously we get some great music,
Yeah,
some great shows from these people, and all of a sudden you find out that they're fucking the
not
people
a
that
good
made them.
person. Yeah,
It's like, bro, you gave us something that we all love, and now we have to hate you for it.
exactly. It's like
So
the switch
that
up. Yeah,
yeah, and it's insane. It's like we don't want to hate you, but what the fuck are you
yeah,
doing that
doing
weird
this
shit
shit.
for?
Yeah, no, I
It's
agree
insane,
with you.
bro. It's insane what fan can really do. It's just
Mhm.
dangerous. It's dangerous. I mean,
Yeah,
people talk about it all the time, and especially celebrities talking about it all the time. How the industry really is crazy. So
yeah. That industry should get wicked, bro.
it should get weaker, but
Yeah,
they don't want the fame and shit.
yeah.
Nah, it's out there. But all right, bro. I think that's been pretty cool session. We could end
Cool
it out there.
session. Yeah,
Uh,
I think we're good ending it off around there, talking about
yeah, we did.
industry
We
as a
had a
whole.
little more. Well, it felt like a pretty serious. I
Yeah,
think it was a little chill combo,
yeah.
little calm combo. We didn't go
Look
out
calm.
nothing crazy on the necessarily like jokes and shit. We didn't go too serious either, but
Yeah,
it was just a little chill session. We're trying to make sure you guys get used to accommodated to us.
Yeah.
Last session was pretty good, so we're hoping you guys enjoyed this one. Next session coming up, we're gonna get a recap of Coachella.
Yes.
Uh,
That's gonna be hard.
that's gonna be hard, and we got more shit planned out for you guys.
For
We might
sure.
see some guests coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. We're trying to make sure we get some time off from the guests, but
Yeah.
we appreciate every single one of you guys that ended up to the end. And if you only watched like the first half, then thank you. If you only watched the second half, then thank you. If you
Thank
only
you.
watched a clip and you liked it, that's more than enough.
Exactly. Thank you
Um,
for the support in general.
for the support and everything, we always give you guys your thanks, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.
For
Even if
sure.
it's
For
just
sure.
3 people that watch the episode, those 3 people, we love you.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's
Anything else you gotta say?
that's it. You know what I'm saying? Just we appreciate all the support. We've been steadily increasing and growing, and that comes over time. We make this content trying to push it out for you guys. So we appreciate, even if it's the littlest support, that's big to us. So,
Yeah.
you know, other than that, no, it's been
We're
much a mixtape,
Mixtape, and we
and
out.
we out.